pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Save up to $10 on tickets with a savings coupon from participating Ford dealerships. See savings coupon for details. Coming to Kia Center August 2nd and 3rd.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
It's warm outside, but sizzling inside BJ's Wholesale Club with red-hot summer savings. Get scorching weekly deals like cherries for $1.99 a pound and $1 off green grapes and corn with a digital coupon now through July 21st. Not hot enough? Get up to 25% off grocery store prices, plus same-day delivery and curbside pickup. Crank the AC and we'll bring it to you. Then fill up with everyday low prices at BJ's Gas. Not a member? Join now for hot savings every day. BJ's, absurdly simple savings.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at...
Hi. Happy Monday, everyone. Just a couple minutes. Just going to get a little started. Everybody have a good weekend? A little warm out? Well, hope you guys are well rested, ready for a big week. I am putting off responding to emails right now. So there's that. I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. What's up, Landscape? Candace, hello. Abraham, Dragon Friend, Stephen P, AJ Soup, Beefy King, what's up? Angel. Nick Z, so hot. You damn right. My gosh. I sound tired. Well, I'm still just starting the gears. If that I always I think I let down people sometimes. I know I did it over the weekend when people are outpacing my energy. When I have that do nothing all day energy and people show up, I'm like, yep, great, cool, thanks. So anyway, all right. Keywords coming. We're going to have a good time. Happy Monday. Don't mic out.
best is here, and it's the summer of sandwiches. We're mixing it up with hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under. Savor a summer of savings.
Hoagie Fest, here I come.
Gotta have a Wawa.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, MONEY, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, July 21st, 2025. Lots to get to today. From return of the Redskins to WNBA players demand more money in a new protest, and the cheating Astronomer CEO got fired. What's next? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Not bad. Pretty good.
Here we are. Lots going on today. We'll get to many, many, many things quickly. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm sure everything's in order, right? Yeah, nothing weird today. Good?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Oh, gravy, baby.
You got surprises?
Right. You guys are real chatty right off the jump here. We got 4 hours to do this, okay? 4 hours from here. This is just the starting line that we emerge from. Before we get to the opening clip here, I have to tell you, I'm spinning sideways today because the most bizarre thing just happened to me.
How bizarre?
And I'm a man of the internet, Sabrina, okay? So, I've been on the internet since the internet was the internet, and I know a lot about what goes on these places. I don't usually feel stupid on the internet.
Uh-oh. What made you feel stupid?
I felt stupid. I feel stupid right now, and you guys got to clarify. Is this a thing? Is this a thing that happens? So I log on because the time has arrived. I need a new iPhone, right? Ooh. I mean, my iPhone is like
my guy.
Like if I have a push notification and I hit it, I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. I think it takes like 20 or 30 seconds for the phone to load up whatever app it's looking for. It really drags ass, and it's just time. I have like an iPhone 11 or something. Time for an upgrade.
You don't even have one of the ones that AT&T will take for the upgrade.
Oh, no. They won't even want mine as a return?
Well, they won't give you the full amount
I will never do
for
that.
the new one.
I have not spent 13 to 30 months paying off a phone to trade it. That is my property.
Something, though. What are you going to do with it, though? You going to just keep
Whatever
it around?
I want. It's my stuff.
You can, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
you refuse to trade in a phone?
No way, Jose.
Well, they want to give me like $200 though.
Cool.
Isn't that good?
Not for me. I mean, that's like so much money that I've already paid towards it, and they're like, we'll take it back from you.
Yeah, but if you want to get a new one anyways, you're going to pay.
So I'll keep the old one.
Okay.
Just in case things fail. That being said, I am right there in the same boat. I have
you won't
the
give
13.
up your paid off phone for a free phone?
Correct. And I stand by it. I'll die on the hill.
It's a strange strategy, but
okay.
All right.
That's all right. No judgment here. But that being said, I'm on the same boat as you, Sean. I went to go send something, and it's like, no more room. Mm-hmm. Here's the iCloud link. Also, remember this thing we attached a couple weeks ago? Can't see it now. No way, Jose.
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
like at the they are like determined by design to make your iPhones turn to crap, and that's what's happening.
When I got my iPhone that I have now, which I had that old SE that you guys made fun of me for because it still had a button. It's apparently I was the last person with the button. I liked the button, and then I was in Sean's situation where my phone was so old that they didn't want to give me a lot of money for it to do the trade for AT&T, but I did all the math. I got the abacus out, got the calculator, and I did all the projections and realized that if I were to buy a used phone and trade that in, that I would still save more money than trading in the one I had. So
Look at this guy.
I got on the used phone market and I bought the crappiest iPhone 14 I could find. Like, I don't want the good condition, untouched condition. I want poor condition phone because they will take it in any state. I mean, it can be broken, not working. It just has to be an iPhone 14 or above. And I traded that sumbitch in for a free phone.
Well, Carolyn says Sean needs a shave. Carolyn, you haven't heard what happened to me yet. It'll make sense. It'll all come together here.
He tried to
okay?
shave with his phone, and
no, it wasn't that. So I go on to my cell phone provider, which happens to be one of my internet providers as well, and I go onto their website, and I swear to you, this is what happens. So I log in, and I'm looking at the other upgrade options for the phones and stuff, and I'm about to make a move. Courtney goes, wait, no, I want an upgrade. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, fine. So I stop for a second, and I get a pop-up on this cell phone and cable internet provider website. I get a pop-up that comes up. And the pop-up is it's a full-screen pop-up. All right? It takes over the full screen, despite the fact that I have ad blockers and all of this nonsense. And the pop-up's like, do you want to donate to our charity, Sean? There's crying kids. There's, like little starving babies. Starving Marvin's on there in the center, and he's looking real sad. And all of it is like, Sean, do you want to donate to our charity? Help out with our company cares and our initiative here.
All right. And if you don't want to donate, you have to click on Starvin' Marvin's food and drag it away from him into the trash.
Worse. I would rather have had that. Do you know what happened to me?
What?
This can't be legal. I close it out real quick, and I realize I read it just as I closed it. The close button on the pop-up said, donate and close. It took $1 from me. Have you ever seen this before? This is a sin, man.
Not that specifically. I have accidentally subscribed to certain premium apps when I thought I was getting rid of it. I wasn't reading it fast enough. So it's sort of like what happened to you, but instead of that, I somehow subscribed to, like, I think it was iHeartRadio, actually.
That'll get you. That'll get you. No, I've never seen this before. It said, and right as I closed it, I said, did that say donate and close? The pop-up window, the X, there was no X there. It said there was words that said donate and close. And because my card is connected to my account, it took $1 from me for Xing out of a pop-up. I have never seen this before in my life. I feel wronged. I feel like they shouldn't be able to do this.
Are you going to switch cell phone providers now?
No, I'm not that mad, but I'm just really put off about it.
Say something about it and then probably sleep well.
I'm really put off about it. That should not be a thing. Like, I just quickly, and I look on my account, and it says, there's the thing, and it says, donation $1 on my bank account. And I said, son of a bitch, what the hell? I didn't know you could do that. So just so you know, I've been up since that. I haven't slept. Things have been tough.
Oh, boy.
Now I need my own pop-ups for thenewsjunkie.com
donate
to
close.
make sure all this works. Yeah, donate and close. But you can't put those two things together. Either put close or donate. Adding them together is what really, truly screws things up.
All right. And now you can't even get back to it, can you? You can't recreate this situation to know if there was a button that was just close.
I didn't see it. I'm telling you, it was a full screen pop-up to the right, top right, where you would see your X thing over there. It said close, but I didn't see that it said donate and close. And there was nothing else that I saw. Now, there could have been other things, like maybe you could click away or something, but I've just never seen a thing before where you click close and it takes money away from you. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that.
That doesn't seem like it should be happening, but it did. That was my experience this weekend. All right, here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers in the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Jacksonville, Florida, friends.
Duval.
That's right. Same time. There is a gentleman in his car. I need to know more about what happened here, because have you seen this police stop from Jacksonville that went viral this weekend?
No.
I feel like I saw a headline, did not watch.
This is crazy to me. All right, like whenever I see these videos, I go, yeah, well, what happened before? What's the truth? What's the real story? Yes, now it's rolled into Viral News HQ over here. This is what we do on the News Junkie. But what happened before this? And I got to tell you, this just seems bad. This just doesn't seem good. There's a man behind the wheel of his car, and he's a black dude with dreads, sitting behind the wheel of his car. He's talking, when the video starts, out the passenger window to what appears to be another police officer, because there's cops surrounding his vehicle. So here he goes. Right?
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights.
Even more cops headed to the scene for this guy. Now, it doesn't appear to have like mega tinted windows or anything, so it looks like they can kind of see what's going on. There's cops surrounding the whole vehicle. He's doing the whole thing where he's like, what did I do wrong? But okay, all right, fine. Now.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Right now, he's asking for a supervisor. He asked him for the law in question. Probably cops would say, well, we don't have to show you the law before we do this. We could just tell you afterwards. A lot of the cops don't even know the laws, honestly. But so he's asking for that kind of stuff.
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
And punched him in the face.
Punched him right in the face. Smashed the window multiple times. Christ, and let me tell you something. I can read. Where we're at still. Huh? I can read these situations pretty well. That wasn't accidental. He didn't accidentally punch this guy. He's pissed off at this dude behind the wheel.
He broke the window, and after window broke, punched him in the face. I mean,
he hit the window first, knocking a small hole through it.
Thank God that man was filming himself, huh?
Then he hits the window a second time, which knocks out the entirety of the glass. So now the glass is gone. The third time he's like punching through the window, he just hits the guy in the face. You know what I mean? So there's no way I look at this and go, this guy didn't intentionally do this.
Out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Going back to it here. Ready?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Go for it. One. All right, smash. Window's gone.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Now he just punched him in the face.
Show me your hands.
Here.
Are they reaching in the vehicle?
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
All right, now they grab him out. Now, the cops start cursing up a storm, which is interesting. It's one of the only jobs you can seemingly, on the clock, on camera, curse up a storm and be totally fine. So they throw him on the ground. They hit him a bunch of times.
Kicking his ass, it seems.
And you can't see too much now because this isn't body cam footage. He recorded it himself, and you can see out his window he's surrounded by cops. Now, I imagine he was being kind of a pain in the ass and like asking a bunch of questions and stuff. But
is that not his right to do so, though?
Probably not at some point, right? Like at some point you have to get out of the car.
Maybe it's
you don't
a
think
Moses
so?
question.
No, at some point you definitely have to get out of the car. I don't know what the point is, but at some point when the cops tell you to get out of the car, you have to get out of the car. But they can't punch you in the face. You can't just start punching people and hitting them and then be like, you're resisting. What, dude? I don't know about this. This is from one of the news stories talking about this in Jacksonville, Florida, this thing that's gone viral. It was posted by somebody named 904will. All right, that's the account on Instagram, 904will. He said he was pulled over earlier this year over his car's headlights, despite there being no rain, smoke, or fog. It looks rainy, but he said it wasn't raining in this moment, and that's why he said he got pulled over. And he said, there's no rain. A cop responds, it doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on. The driver then asked to see the law. The officer says, we'll show it to you once you get out of the car. He asked for a supervisor, And he said things escalated quickly. And I think there was a rundown of a couple more details here.
There is something about the way that he just sits there and doesn't even wince when they break his window.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he
that is
sits,
unnatural to me.
And after he gets hit, he also like does this look at the camera like, here we go.
Exactly.
He does this look. Hold on, let me
Put
bring
that law up. Huh? Can you put that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
He's not reaching for anything.
He winks a little bit.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Jesus, man.
Show me your hands. Here.
I need to lean back.
I'm here.
He's still
What is your
freaking
reason,
out.
sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right, I got to stop it. But they hit him at least once, maybe more times when they pull him out of the car.
You see him get hit again when the door is shut in there.
For not having
right.
lights on and fog.
I mean, they're going to argue it's because he was not following instructions or not getting out of the car.
But these are your rights. Why am I being detained? What is the reason you pulled me over? I mean, beyond that, like, ask any attorney. I mean, I really think we should talk to Moses about this, or perhaps anyone else. You would find this online that is well within his rights to ask these questions. Is he not?
I'm not suggesting he's not well within his rights to ask questions, but at some point when the cops tell you to get out of the car, you have to get out of the car.
Do you, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Otherwise, people would just stay in their cars. Yeah, otherwise people would just stay in their cars. You don't, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. Just law and order wouldn't be able to exist on that front.
But I'm saying,
so clearly,
like, as far as your rights go.
What do you mean?
Do you have to get out of the car?
I think probably you have to get out of the car at some point. If a cop's saying...
Well, we don't know for sure. I'm just saying, you're saying you think. I think that you don't have to. So can we...
There are two potential options here. One is you have uncovered the greatest loophole ever, and people could just stay in their cars.
Do you have to get out of
Two is when a cop tells you to get out of the car, you have to get out of the car. But that doesn't mean that you can go all Jackie Chan and start beating people and like go bananas on them if you're getting out of the car, like, or even not getting out of the car in his case, because he didn't actively get out, but he was not. It didn't look to me like he was resisting physically.
All right,
he was
off the
just
bat,
like,
AI
put his hands
overview.
up.
You down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is Google, so I don't, know for sure. Yes, and the first cited source is Reddit. During a lawful stop, if a police officer instructs you to get out of your car, you must comply. The Supreme Court has affirmed that this is a reasonable request for officer safety, and refusing can lead to further legal issues. Mm-hmm. The Supreme Court, Pennsylvania versus Mims, established that officers can order individuals out of their car during traffic stops, even if the stop is for a minor infraction.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because cops have to get you out of the car eventually.
I'm saying this just with the both of us saying we think, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure. What I'm saying is, in this case, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, if the guy's supposed to get out of the car, I don't think that in anybody's mind, certainly I bet not in jurors' minds, like if somebody was on a jury for this case, I don't think in jurors' minds that opens it up so you could just do whatever you want. And I bet this guy's glad he filmed it, because otherwise it would have been like the cops would have been saying, oh, yeah, well, here's our story. He was resisting the entire time. He did this, he did that, he did this. Like, I just think it would have been a whole different thing. Videotaping yourself seems to be a great idea.
Yeah.
And
didn't they say like they were passing around like some sort of script or something you could put on your phone to tell Siri to like start recording on the front camera immediately?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, this might save your ass on a traffic stop.
Can you do that on newer cars, like with all the cameras and stuff? Or
not with the cars, but I think you have to do it with the phone.
Oh, with your phone.
I mean, if you have a dash cam that shows both ways, which a lot of Uber drivers have, so that they have record of things that are going on inside the car as well as what happens outside of the car, that could help you out for sure. But they had like a shortcut that they were like, guys, everybody should have this shortcut ready so that whenever you get pulled over, you just like say, Siri, I'm getting pulled over, and then it'll like send somebody your location, start recording it with the front camera, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying like we need the rest of the story. I mean, of course, but I don't know if there's any rest of the story that would make sense of this. Like to me, the cop that smashed that window purposely punched him in the face. Maybe I'm crazy, but my gut tells me another thing here today. My gut tells me there aren't a lot of reasons why a cop can punch somebody who's sitting in the seat of their car, not attacking them, right? My gut tells me that protocol is not you're allowed to throw a fist at them, even if you do it under the guise of I was just clearing away the broken glass that was no longer there, right? So very strange and interesting to see what people think about this. Go and send us your dispatch. Give us your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com. I think the cop that smashed the window, and maybe even a couple more, might want to be fired there, or should be fired, I should say. You know, it just seems wrong to me.
Like you said before, like we don't know what happened before the video starts going, right? But you would think that at some point they're like, listen, the next step here is we break the window and pull you out of this car. Like, you have to get out of the car right now or this happens. And it was like, nope, all right, do the thing. Let's go. You ready for the thing? Let's do the thing.
At least on the video, and I totally agree with you, at least on the video, we don't hear them reiterating that. So who knows what was cut. His story,
if they did, now would be a good time to start getting that body cam footage out there.
Right, yeah. Show us the rest of the story, right? His story was the individual was pulled over at 4 p.m. for headlights being off despite clear weather with no rain, smoke, or fog and a visible blue sky. He says, I don't know about that. It looked like it might have been a little stormy. They asked for a supervisor, leading to a quick escalation. Officers allegedly slammed them on the ground while they were trying to put hands behind their back, resulting in injuries, a chipped tooth, 9 stitches in his lips where his tooth went through the lip, a concussion, and he says short-term memory loss. The person shared this as a traumatic experience, noting that no official police reports, videos, or independent verification of the incident were publicly available or confirmed in the search. Well, let's see. Let's see if the Jacksonville Police Department has a response to this. I'm sure they will. We'll dig that up, and we'll go further into all the other viral things happening here on planet Earth. It's a busy, busy day on the show. We'll keep rolling along. We got Amy Caulfield on the way and much more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Still looking at heavy traffic today in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on I-4 today in the Orlando area. No major slowdowns or delays to report so far for those who need to take the turnpike north or southbound. Traffic remains up to speed this morning on the 408 and 429. If you come across traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Hey! Hey, everybody, happy Monday. What'd you think about that video? Looked like a bit much, huh? A lot of times you see these things and it's like, okay, you asked for it, you had this coming, what are you doing? I think what you see in that video is cops getting actually mad, which is not good. The cops should be able to keep their cool. Hey, crazy drunk cat lady.
I should have called Frank Gay. I'm calling Frank Gay. Do you need electric?
Hey, Behaw. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Arnott. Hey, Dan. Hey, Barbara over on Facebook. Happy Monday.
That's the Frank Gay way.
Just ordered a cam in the car anyways. Indoor, outdoor, and parking cam as well. Seems like now that the prices on that kind of stuff and let me know, Fernando, what'd you pay for that? How much did you pay? But in those kind of cases, the price on these cameras is so low that to me it makes it worth it. Or utilize the features on your phone that C-Lane said, like that kind of stuff. You just, the police, more often than not, the police reports don't tend to line up with a video recording from the person of the incident. And in that case, I just don't trust the police reports to be 100% accurate. So I think it's better for you as a citizen to record this stuff. Do it. Morning, Tanya. Okay, we got 3 minutes and we're back on the show. 3 minutes. The guy probably stole the cop's seat at a bar. Now that's not fair. I didn't steal anybody's seat. Never stolen a seat in my life. I simply occupied a seat which was mine. As somebody who used to work in law enforcement, I was asked to church up people's reports often. I mean, I think that we can't take police reports as the gospel. It's their side of things. They're infallible people. They're not infallible people, excuse me. They're not immune to lying or exaggerating their case. So, no thank you. The guy probably makes less than 6 figures? Probably. It's wild people still act like this in a time where everybody has access to cameras. Well, I mean, what I see happen so much, and they need to get like the protester cops involved more, I think. I see so often the protester cops are standing there, and there'll be like some Palestinian activist right up in their face, F you pig, and they're like, you know, screaming all this stuff, and the cops are just like a statue. But a lot of times, and I think that was the case in Jacksonville with this video, I think they lose their cool and they get mad and then they just think they can fucking punch people. And you can't! Or you shouldn't be able to.
Rocks are everywhere. Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay. When you have AC problems, you need help now.
Okay, we got 1 minute. We're coming back, everybody. Let's have some fun on a Monday. Right? Why not? Why wouldn't we? It's the least we can do. God bless. God bless us all.
I can't think about my Uncle Chris without thinking about the craziest night of my life. The Uncle Chris podcast tells the story of my Uncle Chris, a real character, a garbage truck driver from South Carolina who is now buried alongside the founding families of Panama. Wild stories about adventure, romance, crime, history, and war intertwine as I share the tall tales and hard truths that have helped me understand Uncle Chris. Listen to Uncle Chris on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Uncle Chris and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is here. Hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news junk.
Comfortable. Welcome to the Viral HQ. We talk about everything happening out there in the world of happenings. And if you want to learn more about the show, you can, as always, go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. It's a hot one. It's a scorcher, as they say.
And buddy.
It's one of those days when people are going to get in the elevator with you, Celine, and be like, boy, it sure is hot out there.
Oh, big time. And just to think, we're just getting started.
It's hot. They call it a heat dome. A heat dome.
And not a fun dome.
No, a heat dome for the entire country. So no matter where you're listening right now, it's hot out there.
This is every time I stepped in my garage this weekend, it was like that moment that you just come home from the airport. You just flew home, and the double doors open, and you get smacked in the face with that humidity.
Oh, I hate that.
Every time I walked in the garage.
My big boo-boo was I had an event with Orlando Pride at Lake Nona.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the last two parts. Adventure Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there thinking it was inside. It was a beautiful, fun park of outside activities. And there I was in jeans and a full jersey and boots and wondering, do I cut these off right now?
Oh, it's not good.
It was
not good.
95,000 degrees. Without
It's
a
too
doubt.
hot. It's you know how hot it is? This is how you know when it's real hot, folks. When all the local news stations do reports on how to survive the heat. How do we get through the heat dome? Or they do a bunch of TikTok reels of people frying stuff in their car.
Yeah.
That's the level of heat we're at.
I just was chatting with old boss man Bradshaw, and I was like, "How was your weekend? What'd you do? What was going on?" And he's like, "I did a bunch of yard work yesterday, hottest day of the year." And I was like, "Buddy, that was
out of his mind."
I was like, "Not for me, bud. No."
You know what? This weekend was the perfect weekend for. Surely what you did was
floating around
fine.
in my pool. Yes,
that too. I got to show you this. Courtney's sister went to the beach this weekend. Check this out. Okay, is this the heat getting to people? Hold on. Is this the heat getting to people, or is this normal behavior I don't know about? Explain this to me. It's a lady on the beach. All right, it's hot. It's hot. I get you want to go to the beach. A lot of people want to go to the beach.
Is that a cat?
This lady has a cat. And she's putting the cat in the ocean, all right?
Okay.
This is from Courtney's sister. She sent this over, all right? She's dunking the cat.
in the water. Oh, my God.
That's not normal behavior.
What is this lady doing?
Cats hate water.
Yes.
Some cats like water.
All right, back into the water.
I mean, it's not freaking out. I will say it's not freaking out.
This woman has a cat on the beach in the water, and then she's like putting her hand into the water and throwing the water on the cat. Like, here you go.
I mean, but all the water to put the cat in, that's going to make the cat more dehydrated.
Why
Classic
are you bringing a
saltwater.
cat to the beach? Why? Who brings a cat to the beach? It's very, very odd. And the little kids down there like, all right, we got the cat on the beach. I don't know why this is happening. This cat's like, I'm sure you're wondering how I got here. Record scratch. Like, yeah.
Same.
I was adopted by a family, and they seemed really sweet at first until the first signs of mental illness arrived. Why are you taking a cat to the beach, lady? It's a little bit weird. And I know people will say, like, no, Sean, you don't understand. I had a cat one time, and it was just like a dog, and it loved to do. I will say.
My cat went surfing with me.
Yeah, right. I will say in the majority of cases, cats don't want to go to the beach. They don't want to be out in the sun. They want to live inside their domicile, or maybe like wandering around outside a little bit.
But you've
and
seen
stuff.
cats that like water.
Not many,
Maybe
no.
not many.
No.
But I will say, like, Luna has gotten one bath in her 13 years on this earth. And
They don't need them.
I have permanent scars on my back because of that.
Yeah.
That cat right there did not react like Luna did upon the first grace of the shower head. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure and veterinarians do correct, okay? If I'm wrong, correct me on anything. I say a lot of things. Most of them I think are probably pretty accurate. But if I'm wrong, correct me on this. I don't think that you're even supposed to put your cat in water at all. I don't think unless there's like pretty specific circumstances, you even need to bathe your cat. I think
they're
the cat's
riddled with fleas, then
yeah,
yes.
that would be the specific circumstance. But like I think mostly cats just take care of themselves. Like they do that. And while some big cats like tigers, we went and visited tigers one time as a thing on the show, and the tigers love the water. Oh boy, do they love it. They'll just sit in a big bin of water. They're like in a tub and they'll hang out. But your little pet cat, I don't think necessarily wants to be at the beach just chilling out. And here's the cat afterwards. Just take me out of here. Why am I on the beach on a blanket in 9,000 degree weather with this family? What has happened to me here? They're drinking some Modelo's. Enjoying life. That part's good. That part's smart, folks. Enjoy the Modelo's.
I actually had
a cat.
Modelo this weekend.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
Did you get a cat and bring it to the beach or no?
No. But every once in a while when I'm like shopping for, our weekend activities, I'll just get, because I don't drink a lot of beer per se. There's seltzers, there's other stuff. But every once in a while I'll go, it's hot as S outside. What would probably hit the spot? Just like one beer, and I'll get one of those like oil can, single serve Delios at the Publix.
Yeah,
I got my Modelo.
Feels just right.
Hell yeah,
feels good. I've been drinking more beer these days, Coronas, and I've been getting into them a little bit, but I have not been taking any cats to the beach.
The Mexican beers, they just hit right next to a body of water when it's sunny out like that.
Feels good. Well, here's some essential tips: drink water. Stay out of the direct sunlight. There you go. Thank you. Don't bring your cat out to the beach. Those are the essential tips for staying safe during the extreme heat out there.
Are you skipping the one that says limit alcohol?
I don't see that on my list. Not here. I do see Sabrina violated this one. Wear appropriate clothing. That one is on the list.
That was my bad. Strike one.
Stay cool. Spend time in air-conditioned spaces. Yes, very much so. You can tell a failed country from afar, folks. You can see them from a distance. You know why? They don't have air conditioners. Go to France, all right? They don't have air conditioners in most of these places. And they tell you it's because it only gets hot for like a month a year. We're fine. We can send.
Yeah, you saw what happened to England. Did you not? They're all passing out because they don't have ACs.
Same thing, and they have a bunch of stupid rules and stuff about like opening up the windows at your apartments in some cases because they got a lot of weird nanny state stuff. I think there's a law in some places, it might be in London, where you're only allowed to open your window of your apartment so much because they were worried about people jumping out of the window of the apartment. So now people are hot as hell and they're like, I got the window up like an inch and a half and just dying. It's not a good time.
Worried about people committing suicide, so they limit the amount that your window can open?
So they die inside their apartments in the heat. That's what's happening over there.
Hello, Governor.
Genius. Just absolutely genius. So stay safe out there. The heat dome is upon us, and I think you'll make it through. I believe in you. It's a little thing called summer. It happens every year, especially around the tropics. It's something that you might count on, bank on, if you will. All right, we have a lot to get to. A lot of people are chiming in on the show, and we'd love to hear from you as well. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody emailing about the police situation there in Jacksonville, was it? I think it was Jacksonville. This person says, when I used to work large event security alongside police, I was told this. The police give you 3 chances to do things. 1, they ask first for you to do something. 2, then they tell you a command if you don't do what they ask. 3, they make you do the commands which you failed to comply. Doesn't excuse police brutality, he said. But just know when a police officer asks you to do something, that's your first chance with compliance. The second time they say something, it's a warning. This is why you see so many arrests where the only charge is resisting arrest without violence. Totally fine, totally fair, get it. I think the guy should have gotten out of the car. When the cops tell you to get out of the car, you should probably do that, right?
So
But that doesn't mean you could punch the guy.
Right.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get the end of that out.
First Coast News has gotten a copy of the police report. From the February incident involving the man identified by attorneys as 22-year-old William McNeil Jr. And in the police report, he says once they pulled him over, he quickly opened the driver's side door, immediately becoming verbally combative.
Okay.
The officer said he told McNeil the reason he stopped him, asked for identification, to which he said McNeil replied, "Call your supervisor," before closing the driver's side door and locking it.
All right.
Around this time, and this is where we said, okay, this would be an important part of this puzzle here. Around this time, the report states McNeil was given several warnings that the officer was going to break his window and remove him from the car if he didn't comply with his commands. We didn't hear that on his video, but it's in the police report. So you would think that we should hear it if we were to obtain some sort of body cam video.
Yes, right. That would be very useful in a situation like this.
In the viral video, the officer who breaks McNeil's window does not appear to give any verbal warnings or commands before breaking the window. Instead, he appears to tell other officers he's about to break the window, although this statement does not appear to be directed towards McNeil and is not heard in the cell phone recording. Blah, 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 blah. At this point in the police report, the officer states McNeil was reaching for the floorboard of the car where a large knife was sitting as multiple officers removed him from the car.
Gotcha.
It didn't look like he was. I mean, if there was a large knife down there, then they probably needed to restrain his hands pretty quickly.
Look, I sometimes, forgive me, I grain of salt police reports. I just look. The police reports are the police, their angle on everything, and like afterwards, if there's a knife somewhere nearby, they're like, "Well, there was,"
I mean,
this
show
kind
us
of
the
stuff.
body cam footage.
That's what I want to
back
see.
them up.
Yeah, that's the most valuable thing.
This is what's going viral. It blows my mind that they're going to be like, "Well, here's the police report." But we're not going to release the footage just yet. When they have it available, release it.
I think
Back
they
your stuff
probably
up.
would or would have to at some point in time. But that's the most valuable thing for sure from like our perspective. BDMX Con says unless they fear for their safety, they can blow your brains out at point blank range. Not really. Known Badger on Twitch says when you ask for a supervisor, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to stop the interaction. Again, I'm not an expert on this, but I don't think that's true either. I think this is like stuff people see on YouTube. If you ask for a supervisor, I'm sure that's something that you could do, but I seriously doubt like all these things are cheat codes where they're like, get out of the car, and you go, I want a supervisor. And like, God,
he did a supervisor thing. Somebody on the texting service made a good point. It's like, hey, the place to fight for your rights is in court, not on the side of the road at the traffic stop.
Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't mean that the guy necessarily did anything wrong either. I mean, I think he should have got out of the car. That was wrong. I think he should have listened to the police a little bit more, but that doesn't give the cops the right to punch him in the face and they were mad. I think the cops were mad, and you can't just be like, I'm irritated with this dude, so therefore I get to punch him. That's a big giant no from me at least. So we'll see if we learn any more about it. We'll keep it on the horizon here, or on our radar, I guess I should say, on the show. When we come back, we're going to get geared up, as I said, for Amy Kaufel. I got an update. We'll work this in next since we got a little bit of time before Amy Kaufel. Remember the story about the MRI machine and the guy that wandered into the room with it? Yeah. There's a big update in that, and one of his family members is talking. Wait till you hear what she says. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And we've got a sweltering day on the way today with a heat advisory in effect from noon till 5. Our high temperature 95. The heat index at 110. Now, I know it's July in Florida, but today will be a little hotter than normal. There will be a 60% chance for a late day, probably dinner time thunderstorm. And then our rain chances skyrocket as we head toward the middle of this week. An 80% chance from tomorrow through Wednesday. I'm Brooks Garner, Fox 35.
This report is sponsored.
Hey, everybody.
First for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Like I said, cops should be trained not to let their anger get the best of them. True. De-escalation and staying calm should be some of the key tenets of being a police officer. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be sometimes. Wait till you hear this MRI story update, man. This is wild. Both his sister and his mother, the MRI guy, who ended up dying because he walked into a room with an active MRI machine and he had a necklace on. They're both speaking out. So they're literally trained in de-escalation already. They just ignore it. In some cases, yeah, definitely. Because I think personally, this is an opinion, I think a lot of cops consider in most circumstances what they can get away with. And then they have a formula with that and how angry they are, and then they do dumb things. Totally understand why cops are constantly on edge, but this shit didn't even need to be that serious. No. And check me on this, but watch that this story ends, like, where they're talking about a knife. He had a knife. Like, the knife is used to, explain the force. All right? But watch that, there's a knife in a sheath, like, in his center console. It's like 2 steps away from him doing anything. But afterwards, it's like, he had a knife in there. Come on.
Hey, fellas, Russ Rollins here. Man, I feel so much better now that I got my testosterone all under control thanks to
Kevin says they just put out a release from the sheriff. That's because it's taken off today. But we'll take a look at that release, too.
How cool is that? Listen, you'll gain muscle, lose fat.
Just to be clear, he was pulled over for not having his headlights on at dusk. I think that's the case. That was at least his claim. Hello? Hi, how are you?
I'm going in the heat dome.
You want to apologize for what you said to me earlier?
Anything?
The Polish joke? You want to say you're sorry for the... Stop what? You're going into the heat dome? Do you have water?
Yeah, also I'm not a pussy.
Where's your water?
We live in Florida. It's
Where's
hot.
your water? Don't be so tough out there, okay? I can't afford to have you dying.
I'm not gonna die.
Where's your water? Oh, you taking Lady's little water bottle?
Why would you leave?
It'll be useful. That's not water.
Well, it has Gatorade powder.
That's not water. This is not good enough for the heat dome. What's the red stuff? Gatorade?
It's electrolyte.
Electrolytes my butt. Don't call me if you collapse out there.
I'm not gonna collapse. I was born in Florida.
I know.
I'd rather be hot than cold.
You'd rather be that hot?
Yeah.
How hot is it right now? Do you know?
I don't know.
They're saying, no, Courtney, stay inside.
I like to sweat.
All right. Good luck out there.
Hey, bye-bye.
You look good. Don't get honked at too much.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. See you later. What is dog water? Here. This is embarrassing. When we take Lady out to walk her, I have to bring this along with us. And then I have to get the water into the bowl to let Lady have her water when we're out. It's very pathetic and sad, but she relies on it. And if I forget it, which I do every once in a while, she looks up at me and she's like, I'm dying out here. I need some water. I'm a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. 2 minutes and we're coming back live. You should not be running during the hardest part of the day. You can mind your own business, buddy. All right, pal? Sean is a bad dog owner because he forgets it. I've only forgot the dog's water bowl on a walk 5 or so times, but not many. I didn't forget it yesterday. Okay, when we come back, we're talking about this MRI story, how something like this could happen, the bizarre circumstances around this man who walked into a room with an MRI machine that was on, and he ended up dying. That was the update over the weekend. We talked about the story when it first started to go viral, because that's what we do around here. Now it's popping up a little bit more on the radar, and the new details are pretty crazy. So I want to go over this. All right, 1 minute left. Everybody, take a moment if you don't mind. Now's a great time to like the stream. Huh? Please? Huh? Like the stream, please, over on YouTube. Did his head get final destinated? It wasn't good.
You're up.
companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Is it time for a new job? Then it's time for Express Employment Professionals. Quit the endless online job search. Enlist the pros. Let a local recruiter from one of their 870 locations help. And Express never charges job seekers a fee. Go to expresspros.com.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
You've always wanted, you've always deserved, and now it's always here for you. Hang out with us every single day on the show. You can watch us right here in the studio, by the way. Do that over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. There is an update on a story that started to go viral last week, and we got this on our radar. But now, as of this weekend, it's gotten so much crazier. The 61-year-old man at the center of this, all right? Apparently, he's at a place called Nassau Open MRI. All right, this is in Westbury, New York. And to our friends listening in New York, you probably are aware of the area. But Nassau Open MRI is the name of the actual place. It happened on July 16th, so about a week ago, around 4:30 p.m. The guy's walking around this facility, and then he walks into a room with an active MRI machine. And if you've never seen this before, I don't even know if I could find something that would show you. I think we've showed this on the show before, metal versus an MRI machine.
Right.
Where, like...
Just watch, what was the latest? Final Destination, Bloodlines?
Yes. Yeah, Final Destination has a scene like this, too. Here's one example where it's just people throwing stuff or bringing stuff around it. It's a metal chair. That's a...
wheelchair.
Wheelchair. There's, like, they're bringing all kinds of things in here. That's just a stool. It takes the metal and sucks it right into the MRI machine because essentially an MRI machine is a massive magnet. That's what it's doing. That's what it's looking at. And some of the crazier stories over the years we've talked about on the show, people have had sex toys in their bodies and various other things that were quite bad ideas. But this guy walks in, there's an active MRI, and it sucks him into the machine. He dies over the weekend.
Now, this is, I don't know what an open MRI looks like. I've only had one MRI. It was closed. It was very loud. It was hard to sit still, especially when they tell you how important sitting still is. The last thing I want to do is, like, I just feel more fidgety.
Well, that, and I have so many questions once it starts. Like, how still do you mean? Like, can I even move my arm or finger just a little bit?
I get scared. I've only done it once, but I was definitely very nervous.
They're like, we're going to play some music for you, but you can barely hear it, by the way, the entire time.
But I wanted to follow like every direction that they gave me as best I could. It was a weird thing. Kelly on YouTube says, MRI machines are always on. All right? They're always on. They can be squelched to shut them down, but it's not instantaneous. They're very, very dangerous, she says. It's important to go through a pre-screening and do your questions away from the scanner. Well, not only did this man wander into the room with the MRI scanner on, but apparently he had a not just a necklace on. We learned today he had a 20-pound chain on his neck. 20 pound. A 20-pound chain. The story says it was used for weight training.
And that's what he went to go get his MRI done in?
Or he says a 61-year-old man who was wearing a 20-pound chain used for weight training when he was sucked into an MRI scanner while attempting to help his wife off of the machine last week has died. All right. The guy was identified as Keith McAllister. He was at the imaging center to assist his wife while she got an MRI on her knee. She tries to help her up, but he's got a 20-pound chain around his neck.
Zero sense to me.
There's something about this that does seem a little strange. I mean, wouldn't there be signs everywhere that literally said no metal, not like?
I mean, there's a process to it. The last MRI I got was just a couple months ago for my back, and it was once I was let in. I was in one room, and they're like, "This is what we're gonna do. Here's your locker. Here's what you're gonna change into. Make sure you don't have any metal on you." Then there was a second process in which I was double checked that I don't have anything metal on me, and I was in the gown. And then I went into the room.
Right,
and,
now that they know.
And then they put the thing on top of me and quadruple checked that I had nothing metal on me.
Could
so
some
this man just
rando
walks in and
could some random person just have walked in there?
Without a doubt, absolutely not.
Okay. All right.
There's
Well,
no
hold on.
way. There's no, not at least in the facility I went to.
Here's his wife. Let's hear from this guy's wife.
I thought I had to walk through a metal detector before getting anywhere near that thing.
It would make sense, honestly. But here she is. Let's see what she says.
McAllister says her husband, Keith McAllister, died after he was sucked into an MRI machine at Nassau Open MRI in Westbury.
I haven't been able to sleep.
Oh.
I'm barely eating. I just can't believe.
Damn.
I still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing.
She said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing.
Well, because he died in her arms.
I know. And he waved goodbye. He's like choking because of the MRI machine and the necklace with like the big security lock on it that he was wearing for weight training. And I guess he like waved goodbye to her. We'll have to stop it right here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, here's what we'll do. We'll talk with Amy Kaufeld. After that, we'll get the rest of this story and hear from this wife about like why he might have been wearing this necklace or what actually went down in this MRI room, because it's very interesting. Amy Kaufeld coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's no serious accidents affecting your ride on most of the major roadways, although on I-4, traffic's piling up due to an accident blocking the off-ramp to US 27. I believe there's emergency construction going on southbound on US 27. The roadways reduced to one lane. Move over and slow down if you see emergency vehicles on the roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Everdoor Garage Door. Power outage?
Garage door that lasts evermore.
Folks, Amy Kaufeld from Fox should be joining us in just a moment. As a matter of fact, she's on the grid. Amy K on the grid. Amy K on deck and on the grid. And then we'll get the rest of the story about that lady and her reaction to things. And we're just scratching the surface. We have a million other stories to get into. Folks, have you gone outside today or no? Heat dome.
Big and he hit that terrible two spot. Nice and early.
Are you experiencing the heat dome or no? Welcome in, everybody, by the way. Subscribe to get alerts on the podcast each day, or the show each day when we go live. We're live for 4 hours Monday through Friday, and we hope you'll hang out with us each day to see everything happening in the world in viral news. We also have to talk about maybe the craziest story of the weekend. And believe it or not, that is a story about these people on this flight where they almost got hit by a B-12 bomber, I think. If you haven't seen this story, I have the audio of the pilot and the video of the pilot addressing this after a near collision with a military aircraft. Heat dome is just a Monday in Florida. You sound like Courtney. That's her whole theory. She's like, why is anybody surprised? It's Florida. It's hot. It's summer. And she's right. She's right. Some of the climate change gremlins still have hoodies on out there. It's hot. It's the summer.
But he doesn't really understand them. So he says "uh-oh" all the time, but he'll say it after he does something on purpose. Like it's not an accident. You just threw your bottle across the room and said "uh-oh."
Little Jackson talk.
And then lately he's been saying no because he hears it so often. And when he watches you watch Mickey Mouse, and whenever they ask a question in the show.
Ann Dewey on Facebook says hello from South Dakota. Hello, Ann Dewey.
Is that how you?
Hey, welcome.
A triangle, and usually a lot of times the first answer is no. So he tries to guess that, but sometimes he just answers any question with a no. It's really
Okay, gotta go. Toodles, poodles. See ya, B-Hob. Be back.
Here's license number CGC 1527613.
Buying your first home in Central Florida, it's exciting, but it can feel overwhelming. At the Nickley Group, we specialize in...
All right, we're coming back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and we're back live, everybody, with Amy Kaufeld from Fox. She's the best. We'll see what's happening in her world and what's on her radar today. We also we have so many things. We're never going to get it all in. We'll talk about the Redskins stuff in a moment. My child lives in hoodies in the summer and wears pants, but come winter, his dumbass is wearing shorts. They got it all backwards. They got it all backwards. Literally run from my car to the building when I go to work. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that too. Okay, here we go, everybody. Not a B12, a B52 is what I meant. I might have said that wrong. We're going to hear from the pilot. We're going to see the video of a pilot who is addressing the plane, this Delta flight, I think, where they almost hit a B-52 bomber. And it could have been a catastrophe. And I don't even know if the federal government has addressed this situation. It's like, hey, a B-52 bomber almost hit a commercial airline, would have killed everybody, and there's not even like a blip about this today. Hearing from the pilot, you can hear like the frustration in his voice. Don't miss that clip. It's coming up. Back in 30 seconds. Here we go.
1,000 items. This is the perfect time to join Sam's Club and make the most of summer. So sign up for a membership today at samsclub.com/join.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reeswindows.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio 104.1. Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
With all things viral, learn more about this show and follow along with everything happening with the News Junkie over on the website at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, It's time to do it, folks. My favorite time of the week here on a Monday. Time to welcome Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. There she is.
Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday, Amy. How are you? How was your weekend?
I'm good. I actually had a pretty good weekend. We did this really fun thing down at the Rosen Aquatic Center where teams like competed in cardboard boat races. It was a hoot, guys. I think so. I've heard about people doing those in the past. We've never actually seen one, and it was hysterical.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
man. It sounds like your microphone is on something different than it usually is. I don't know if there's.
Do I sound weird? Can you hear me at all?
No, I could hear you. You just sound like you're.
It's a little echoey.
Yeah, it's a little further away than it normally is, but we can still hear you. I've seen that before, and as a matter of fact, I just watched a little bit of that on something they were broadcasting this weekend with like a Red Bull thing. And Courtney looks at me. We're watching all these people crash in their little contraptions, and she's going, I'm really glad you're not one of these guys that tries to do this kind of stuff. And I said, I don't have it in me. I don't know what it is, but I don't have it in me at the moment right now. I got to be careful about this. All right, here on a Monday, lots of things happening in the news. What is grabbing your attention right now, Amy K?
Well, the biggest local story, you guys, coming up in about a little less than 90 minutes, we are going to be sitting in on potentially a plea deal hearing with Stephen Stearns. And for those of you who are maybe outside of the Central Florida area, the story has actually gotten national attention. But this is the man who is accused of raping and then murdering 13-year-old Maddie Soto. Maddie was the daughter of his living girlfriend. And this story is, it's really sickening, but this first case, basically they broke the case into two parts. So the sexual abuse part of it was supposed to start tomorrow. And then the murder aspect of it was supposed to be this fall. But he signaled that he would perhaps like to change his plea. Right now, he has entered a plea of not guilty. But if he changes that, it could be very similar to the Brian Koberger case, which a lot of people have been following.
I just watched that documentary this past weekend, but it's just stuff like this. I can't imagine the family members or close friends that it seems almost like you're getting off easy.
It does.
After all of this evidence, years.
People view it as like, okay, so this person said they had nothing to do with it over and over and over again. And now, just to escape the death penalty, they are absolutely reversing course on everything that they've done up to this point in time. So, I mean, I was a little surprised. Maybe you weren't, Amy, just like following this all along. I was kind of surprised that he had this change of heart here.
No, I was shocked too. And we were like doing things like listening in on the conversations that Stearns was having with his parents. He had an iPad in his jail cell, and you could, all of that is public record. So you could see like the conversations he would have with his parents on this iPad.
But why would the prosecutors be up for giving that?
Because it's, here's the deal. I mean, we had somebody in talking about this. I mean, for the prosecutors, right, they just want a conviction. They don't necessarily, so if they were able to get a conviction in both cases, then that case is off the table. They don't have to sit in a courtroom, weeks at a time, spending taxpayer dollars to go through a trial. And you've got a conviction, and this person's potentially or probably going to go away to jail for life, right? So the difference is really death penalty, or probably the option that he would choose is to get out of the death penalty is prison with no chance of parole. But I think that, we heard from the father of Maddie Soto, and this is the hard part for the families, and it's very similar in what we saw in the Koberger case, is that yes, it's hard to sit in that courtroom and probably see graphic images and hear horrific details. But at the same time, the one big question that all of these families have is why, right? Why? And I think that there's always that hope that maybe if they can get some semblance of understanding of what the reasons were. And that's, I think, the one thing that we're seeing in the Koberger case is that they're never going to know why, It's horrible.
Yeah, Sina, can we maybe, Amy, can we maybe get you on the phone real quick? It's a little, let's just pop over to the phone so we can hear everything you're saying, and we'll regroup in just a second here. But the case has been such an interesting one to watch from the jump, and it's one of these ones where I think a lot of people are mad at a lot of people, rightfully so. They're mad about Madeline Soto's situation because she was the victim in this. They're mad at the mom for like putting her kid up there and like the child being at risk of being this all happening to her. So much of it is so frustrating. But on the other hand, at least this person is going to suffer a punishment for what they did.
And I think on the other side, it could be like, what if you put this in front of a jury and a Casey Anthony kind of thing happens, and the defense makes some argument, and the jury, I wouldn't see that happening this time, but it's always a possibility that the jury could come back with a not guilty verdict, and then now this guy walks. That's done all this awful stuff, and that would be the absolute worst case scenario.
That would be infuriating. All right, we got Amy with us now?
Nope, just dropped off. Stand
by. Right there to fix the problem. They're right at the finish line. Okay, we'll bring Amy K back up in just a moment here. But it's been a case that a lot of people have watched and have been very interested in. Night Nurse says it's a guaranteed outcome, not a Casey Anthony case. The problem that I have here is like this guy is a true monster if he did all the things that are alleged. And in that case, like letting anybody off with anything less than like the max penalty seems like you're being just too gentle and kind with them. All right, I think we've got her now. Sabrina's working on bringing up Amy K here. All right, is that her?
Amy K live.
Amy K, hello.
Okay,
there you are.
Better. Sorry.
There we go.
I'm not techno savvy. Then I had to figure out how to
That makes two of us, sister.
that microphone so you can't double hear me. Does it sound better?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, we could also mute the other one too if we need to. But now I can hear you nice and much more clear than it was before. But anyways, so that is a big story that's certainly on deck this week.
So we'll know more. We're in the courtroom. We'll have everything ready to go for the early evening newscast, and of course online. If something happens right away, we'll make sure we put it online. The other story that's catching a lot of people's attention, you guys, for all of your Florida listeners, there is a new law in the books, the super speeder law. And did you guys hear about how fast this guy was going this weekend?
No.
Do tell.
It is crazy. It is by far the fastest I've heard of anybody driving down I-4. 155 miles an hour.
What was he driving? Does
He was driving a Dodge Challenger.
All right.
Challenge
20-year-old. I call him a kid because in my mind, if you're 20, you're still kind of a kid.
Yeah.
A rich kid.
20-year-old driving. They pulled him over right around Altamont Springs about 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So
how did they pull him over? Because I don't think the standard police cars go 150 miles an hour, do they?
Well, those troopers are driving those like fancy, they're like Dodge Chargers, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty fast. They can't catch the motorcycles, but they could go pretty darn fast. But 150, is that just like
155?
To jail?
Yeah, right to jail. So now the new law that went into effect on July 1st is if you are caught going 100 or more miles an hour, you go to jail.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And did they catch somebody on the same day that the law?
Your car is impounded. He also had 3 people in the car with him.
Okay, great. So do we know what happens to him? Like, how long will he be away for? That kind of stuff, or no?
So it depends. Like the jail time depends on if you've had any previous offenses, probably on whatever priors he would have is probably how they make that determination. But yeah, so automatic jail. Automatic car is impounded. But you guys, I mean, think about that. I just think, okay, so when we talk about 155 miles an hour, what do you think of? I immediately think of
that's
fast, right? Like that's how fast those guys are going at Daytona. And I think anything you hit in just a regular car, because those NASCAR cars are made differently than what we drive. Mm-hmm. Anything you hit at 155 miles an hour, I'm sorry, but you're dead.
Yeah. True.
Without a doubt.
Do you know what year you said it was a Challenger or a Charger that he was driving? Challenger.
Yeah, I don't
you know
think they even make them anymore.
So here's the thing. I almost want to bet that thing might have a limiter on it naturally that would slow it down before it. So he might have even like done something to alter his car so it could actually go that fast.
Right. Limiter, you'd think would go 120 tops, right?
It depends. Like I had a Camaro and I was an idiot, just like this at 20 years old. And I would try to drive it fast late at night and stuff. And it would go like 105 or 107 and that's it. Nothing. It would not do any more.
It would automatically start to slow you down, or what would it do? Like they just maxed you couldn't
just
go faster.
The engine would just kind of stop accelerating at that point.
Sean got a flathead screwdriver and popped the governor off that bad boy.
I did not. Because
he was a rule breaker, Amy Kuffelt.
I would not do
tank,
that.
Amy.
And I agree. I think But putting people in jail for traffic infractions is a little crazy. But the fact is, if you're going that fast, it is so dangerous to you and absolutely everybody else on the road.
My thing about this,
I
though,
feel like at some point, like, what's the limit? Like, where, you know what I mean? And I think that's why they put this law into place, because we're not talking just about, somebody who's speeding, like, like, oh, I clocked you going 75 and a 60. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, anything over 100 miles an hour, I think just the danger to the public, I don't know. I'm all for it, and we don't try not to get personal on certain things, but I just think about my teenagers out on the road, and I would be absolutely enraged if somebody hit them going that fast and something happened to them. And I knew that this person had done it multiple times, and it was just like a slap on the wrist every time. Or just, it's very similar to like a DUI, like how you do these stories all the time, and somebody's had like 3, 4, 5 DUIs and they're still out driving. It's crazy.
I think
go ahead, Susan.
I think the super speeder law is net positive because it's, the driving 155 is just wholly dangerous. But I'm pretty sure that before this law, if you clocked somebody at 155, that's reckless driving. You could cuff them for that.
Easily.
I mean, I remember being threatened by a cop when I was getting a speeding ticket, and they were like, technically, you're this much over the limit, and that's reckless. You could go to jail for that. And I'm like,
lay you off this time.
I'm like 16 years old. I'm like, what? He's like, you're not going to jail. It's cool. I'm going to put that you were going 6 over, and you're not going to contest this in court. And I'm like, all right, fine. But so the law, you can already get these people for going this fast.
Yeah.
But I just think it's making it easier, and it's making it a lot clearer to people behind the wheel that this is what can and will happen to you if you're being this reckless.
Amy, what are your kids driving?
Right. It's making a statement, right?
Are either one of are any of your kids with a vehicle right now driving something that is a fast sports car like that?
Yeah, no, my poor child. So no. So Kate just has like a little like Mazda SUV, and it's fine. And then Caroline, she got stuck with this like Kate's old, we like to call it Kate's old beater. It's an old Nissan Sentra. The air conditioning like barely works, and she's like, "I'm gonna die in this car."
You know what? Everything you do reiterates to me just how good of a mom you are. Don't give them the fancy sports cars and all this stuff. The first car that every kid should get a beater for their first car.
Honestly, I really pictured in my head that one of your daughters was driving a Volkswagen Bug, like a Beetle. With a couple flowers in the little flower holder.
It's so bad. My mom bought the car from the minister who lived across the street. It was a 1979 Chevy Caprice Classic. It was like red. It had like a white like pleather top, and it had no radio in it. And so I had to bring my boombox in the car with like an antenna sticking out the window to get a signal. It was bad.
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. Sometimes you got to get a little desperate, but there you go. All right, Amy Caulfield, always such a blast to hang out with you. You're the best of the best.
Audio issues.
No, please. It's probably an issue on our end. Who the hell knows? It's no big deal. We just love to hear from you. There she goes. Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. Make sure you wake up every single morning with Amy Kay and the crew on Good Day Orlando. If you're here in town, no matter where you are, Fox 35 Orlando is an amazing resource. And keep your eye on the website for updates on this Madeline Soto case, which has certainly grabbed a lot of attention out there. All right, Amy, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Love you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got the rest of the MRI machine story that's going viral right now, and this man's wife giving her story about what exactly ended up happening. It's an incredible story. So we'll get to the rest of the details when we return. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
All lanes are blocked on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Canoe Creek Service Plaza and Williams Road. There's emergency construction, reducing the roadway to one lane on US 27 southbound at I-4. The off-ramp from I-4 westbound to US 27, that's blocked. The on-ramp from Anderson Street to I-4 eastbound, that's blocked. The roadways are busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line.
Let's go, Mike. Hey, chat, good news. Good news. Both The No Shit Warlock pins and the Skin Bear stickers come in this week. In fact, I think one of them may arrive before the end of the show. When they do, I'll show you. And then I'll tell you how many of those are left. Amy makes 6 figures and her kids drive old cars. That's nice. That is good parenting on display. Do not spoil your kids and let them get some brand new fancy ass car. My sister knew this guy growing up, David. And she dated David for a little while. And his parents were rich. And he had like a brand new BMW for his first car. Totaled it within like 6 months. The next month, totaled another car, a Mercedes. Then another night. The guy had totaled like 4 or 5 cars. And the parents just kept giving him new cars. At some point, you're aiding and abetting your child in doing all of these terrible things. Be a good parent.
Go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 from your cell phone and say the keyword Red Mountain.
Let them earn a nice car? Yeah. I mean, the fact is, young kids' ideas of what a nice car is has changed pretty drastically. When I was a teenager, the idea of a teenager's car being nice was, does it drive? Does it have air conditioner? Does it look pretty good? That's it. Nothing else mattered. Now, the expectations for like teenagers and early 20-somethings are that they have the same kind of car that like their bosses have. You know, like they also want the car with low miles and leather seats and, you know, all of the bells and whistles. It's not, you don't need it.
Get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Biome Doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down.
Same, Sean. A friend had a black Trans Am in 1986, totaled the day after. There's always those parents that I think sometimes they feel like they're doing right by their kids. I want to get my kids cool stuff. I want it to be impressive. But really, you're not. You want to get your kid a great first car? Get him a damn Volvo. Get him a big tank of a car. Get him something safe. Sean, I just fired up my smoker and the heat index on my carporter is 125 degrees. It's that heat dome. That's that heat dome. So I'm very interested when we come back to hear the rest of this poor wife of the guy who was sucked into the MRI machine and killed because he had a 20-pound necklace with a padlock, I think is how they described it, on his neck. We haven't heard the whole story so far. We've heard about maybe 20 or 30 seconds of what the wife has said. Now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of her explaining what happened inside this MRI room. And I guess the reaction that I've seen from you guys so far is like, hey, these places need to have more security so people just can't walk in who haven't been screened. And I'd have to say, maybe it's the case that they generally do. Because this is what I do every day, right here. Viral News HQ, baby. And you honestly don't see a lot of stories like this. So I think it's a pretty infrequent thing. It may be something about this facility that made it more likely to happen. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and we're coming back. Yahoo dropped the ball and letting him into the MRI room. That's going to be what people say. You know, the thing that seems brutal is if she was in the MRI machine and then he walks in and because of his 20-pound necklace, he gets sucked into it. Is he like pinned on her body? Like he's like getting pushed into her? That's what we're going to hear. We're going to hear her tell the story when we come back. Why are you wearing a 20-pound chain on your neck? That's crazy. It is, but they kept saying in all these stories it was for some sort of like workout thing. I mean, I've never heard of that, but, 20-pound necklace, I guess he's just like trying to strengthen his shoulders or something? 1 minute. I've had 2 MRIs. How the hell did the staff allow that guy to go back there, let alone with that thing around his neck? And Ryan says it looked like a privately owned facility. That may come into play, like maybe they didn't have all of the right, maybe they didn't have all the right protocols and policies in place to make sure something like that didn't happen. And then one mistake is somebody dead. Pretty crazy. All right, we're coming back. Hit that like button.
Doctor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank. B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total.
Hope you are. This is where we can walk through everything viral happening on planet Earth, and you can learn more about the show. You can subscribe to the podcast for free over at thenewsjunkie.com. And let me reset this real quick. For those of you who maybe were just joining us late today or missed the story, we talked about this last week, but there was a situation in New York that's going viral where a place in Westbury, New York called NASA Open MRI, and they had a guy who got sucked into an MRI machine, which this is what we do around here. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't heard that many stories of this happening to people. And then over the weekend, we learned the guy died. He died. And now we're hearing from his wife, which we'll get to in just a moment here. But the 61-year-old man, they said, was wearing a 20-pound chain used for weight training when he was sucked into an MRI scanner while attempting to help his wife off of the machine.
By the way, I'm looking at, because I wasn't sure, at Google to see the difference between an open versus a closed MRI.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much more open.
Really? Is it still like a tube that you get into?
It's more of you look like you're being pushed into a sandwich.
Okay, and that being said, there's probably techs involved, right? Like, at what point does any sort of loved one help the person off the machine?
Okay. All right. Yeah. So instead of like a tube, Sealand's right. It's like there's a thing on top and a thing on the bottom. And it's not, you're right, it's not crazy different.
You look at a traditional MRI, and yes, it does look very claustrophobic, and I can see how some people would be turned off by that idea. But when you look at them side by side, they look like there's not a whole hell of a difference.
So he pops into this room, his wife is on the machine, and he gets sucked into this MRI, and here she is talking about what happened. She's explaining the story now. Here's the details from the wife.
He waved goodbye to me.
Damn.
And then his whole body went limp.
Adrian said after she'd had an MRI on her knee Wednesday, she needed help getting up. She said she asked the technician to get her husband.
And I yelled out Keith's name, Keith, come help me up, come help me up.
She said the technician went to get her husband and brought him into the room, despite the fact that Keith was wearing a 20-pound chain around his neck.
Ooh. If she can't get up off the MRI machine and the technician is going to get somebody to help her, isn't that on the technician to be like, hey, do you have any metal on you? Like, I see you're wearing a 20-pound chain around your neck. Like,
you cannot miss a 20-pound chain.
Yeah, this seems different than like he just popped in there. Somebody, according to the wife, somebody brought him into the room to help out with her and help get her off of the machine. So I would think that person was the one responsible for going like, hey, do you have any metal on you?
And after all these years of this technology, there is no like giant red button that stops it at all.
I don't know. Like one would even think, and I know we're full on Monday morning quarterbacking here, but one would even think like you could have a thing on the door where if somebody with metal went through it, just immediately shut off the machine. I don't know how realistic that is.
Some of the people commenting on this story, whether in chat or texting service, I forget which, said something like the MRI machine is not one that you could just cut off that quickly.
It takes a while to shut down.
Yeah.
So even if the guy's like stuck to the damn thing.
With a large lock that he used for weight training.
They were standing there laughing and joking before he even came to the table.
When Keith got closer to Adrian to help her up, she said the unthinkable happened.
At that instant, the machine switched him around, pulled him in, and he hit the MRI.
Adrian says she and the tech tried to pry Keith off the machine, but it was impossible.
I'm saying, could you turn up the machine, call 911, do something, turn this damn thing off?
Adrian said that this was not the first time she and Keith had been to Nassau Open MRI, and she said he'd worn the big chain here before.
It's not the first time that guy has seen that chain. They had a conversation about it before. Ooh, that's a big chain.
Adrian said Keith, a hardworking man who always gave his all, suffered several heart attacks following the incident. He was 61 years old.
And I loved him so much.
Jesus.
Dude.
That's a lawsuit, baby. That's a big, fat lawsuit right there. If you walked the guy into the room and didn't say like, hey, it appears you got like a Mr. T-sized necklace here, sir. Maybe we should do something about this. Who's that on? That maybe I'm wrong. I think that's on the staff. If they're walking the guy in, you should be able to see that. But let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Or, as always, you can email the show tips at thenewsjunkie.com.
20-pound chain for weight. I'm trying to find like what this thing looks like.
Yeah, did you find an example?
Because I'm seeing fitness chain, weightlifting chain. It just looks like a big metal thing, just like and obviously if they had that conversation about it where somebody goes, ooh, that's a big chain, they knew it was there and it was visible.
The thing I'm seeing is something from Rogue Fitness, and it just looks like a big old chain link chain that somebody would have around their neck. And I mean, I don't know if it's something like this, but it's very, very heavy. And honestly, you can't hide this.
No.
Wouldn't sneak up on anybody. If Celine was wearing this, you'd go, oh, God, well, hold on. Don't go into the room. There's an MRI machine in there. We need to make sure we're being safe here. But
And the tech should know that machine is not off. Like there should just never be that. You should never be able to get that close to it with wearing that chain.
Yeah, that's quite crazy. Okay, I'm seeing some that are 58 pounds, and so there's like all different ones. I just never had heard of this before today. Poor lady having to see all of that too with her own eyes. Let's see what happens. And tell us what you think about it. Go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. You can send us a dispatch over there. It's easy to do. You're just one click away from sharing your opinion on the show at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we got some of you chiming in on different things, including this one. Ira emails tips at thenewsjunkie.com. I was once pulled over on the Pennsylvania Turnpike for doing 93 miles per hour in the 65 mile per hour zone.
All right. Yeah, that's worth
When
a pullover.
the officer came up to my window, he asked me if I knew how fast I was going. I did not lie to him. I said, I think a little bit over 90. And he said, why are you going that fast? I said, I'm going to be late for the Ted Nugent concert.
Oh.
When he came back with the speeding ticket, in the remarks section on the ticket, it said, do not charge with reckless driving. Driver had full control of his vehicle. God almighty. You're lucky he liked Nugent. My God. I would have said that's the worst excuse I've heard of. Jesus. Somebody says,
reckless driving is not about whether or not you have control of your vehicle. you are controlling your vehicle and you're doing it in a reckless manner.
It's too fast. Yeah, like if you're 150 miles an hour and you're like, I was in full control of my vehicle at 155. That doesn't work.
It's like you could just roll down the window and go, sorry, officer, I know it was a little fast, but just so you know.
10 and 2, buddy, the whole
fully
time.
in control here.
Yeah, I had that. I know what I'm doing. You might not. I know what I'm doing. BH says, dude, that guy's wife sounds like Tracy Morgan. Shucky ducky quack quack. Sorry. How dare you? I mean, this woman's going through it, and God forbid she sound like somebody else. Somebody emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hello, news junkies. I'm a police supervisor. There is now law, state or federal. That might be no law. I'm not sure. State or federal, that requires a supervisor to arrive onto the scene if requested. I'm going to assume from context that that is supposed to read, there is no law, state or federal, that requires a supervisor to arrive on the scene if requested. Some departments have a policy that may require it. My department does not. But it would still be up to the discretion of the police officer on the scene if he wants to call his sergeant. There's also no laws that require a police officer to provide his or her name and badge number, but many agencies do require it. Mine does, but only at a time in the interaction where it's safe to do so. Lastly, you do need to exit the vehicle upon request. It's backed by the U.S. Supreme Court case. We talked about this, Pennsylvania versus Mims for drivers and Maryland versus Wilson for passengers. It's based on officer safety, but that is a very low precedent. The more you know. Thank you for the email. Appreciate it. That's in reference to the Jacksonville police arrest that's really taking off today, where I thought it looked like major overkill by the officers involved. I'm going to put that up on See It Now since there's so many people reacting to it and emailing it. If you missed the video, I want you to be able to see it. So I'll put that up during this break over on See It Now on thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? A new Russian law has passed that makes it a punishable offense to merely search for pussy. Riot the band. A new unauthorized biography of Gwyneth Paltrow claims her and Earl Grey have, similar interests. Plus, lights will guide you, as well as an official warning. You cheaters. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Peace, love, unity, respect.
I would wear my knuckles down to a nub punching people in that place.
Oh, I thought it was just because you drag them.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And on this Monday, we've got a real hot one on the way. Now, I know it's July here in Florida. It's like complaining about snow in Alaska. But it's going to be a little hotter than normal yet. And that means we'll top out at 95. But the feels like temp, the heat index, 110. Now, there's going to be a 60% chance for a dinner time thunder.
Financial freedom happens
Go, Mike.
Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, they've got you covered. Visit fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial freedom happens.
Chat, if you don't know what Skull Mike is, that's where, whilst we were on commercial break on our radio station affiliates, we can have a little chit chat, a little back and forth. So you're not sitting here waiting for the commercials to go by. It's a good time. Watch the Jacksonville victim has a record 3 pages long. They ran his info and they were in fear for his life. And that's a lot of speculation. And also, some of that doesn't matter so much in the moment. Unless he did have violent interactions or violent interactions specifically with police officers. Another thing we're going to get to here, folks. Do you think Trump should have the ability to strong-arm the Washington Redskins, or Washington Commanders, as they are now, terrible name, into changing their name back? Now, Trump is kind of going after the idea that during all of these leftward lurches and different incidents where people were rolling back things that they deemed to be offensive in the moment, the Cleveland Indians changed their mascot. Did they change their whole team name, the Cleveland Indians? Let me know if they did, I forgot. The Washington Redskins certainly changed to the Washington football team, which is comical. and then to the Commanders, and he wants them to change the back. I'm not sure why the president would or should have any power over a football team or any other sports team to change their name. That said, the name is stupid. And to me, and I think to just normal humans, naming a team after a something like the Redskins or the Chiefs or, you know, all these different options that might be about what you would call Native Americans is not by default offensive. I think it's fine to do it. I think people who clutch pearls at that are losers for the most part. But why would the president be able to have any power to stop that? That seems weird. I think the Commanders is a good name. I don't know. It's too generic or something. It's better than Washington Football Team. I want a POTUS who is so busy making our lives better they don't have time for stupid bullshit like a football team name. Sean says, Sean, my coach used 20-pound chains as a way to punish players that fight or used any racial slur 20 years ago? Jesus. He wants them to change their name to the Orange Skins? Zing! And it's kind of funny. Like, it sounds like a bit to say a team changed their name to the Washington Football Team and then over to, like, something so generic like the Commanders. But, okay, Washington Commanders, okay, I see. It's not the worst. In my never humble opinion, it tends to be, whenever I look at these situations, a bunch of super white, younger people who are clutching their pearls on behalf of somebody else. I mean, to erase all of those mascots and do all that stuff, instead of, like, make sure we weren't using caricatures that were over the line or whatever, the knee-jerk reaction to, like, pull any Native American influence out of it is stupid. Is it cold in your studio, Sean? Looks like you can cut diamonds, man. I don't know. I don't think so. Am I nipping out? Kevin, never, ever, ever be humble if you're good at something. Be proud. Don't be humble, be proud. They will be named Team Red one day because they want to be more generic. I wonder if Biden was pushing a team to change the name. That would be a good thing to check. Did Biden or the Biden administration or the White House ever put pressure on one of those teams to change their name? Did they weigh in the other way? I don't know the answer to that question, but it would be interesting. All right, we're coming back for the next episode. But I would like to know if there was an effort to pressure the Washington team to change their name away from the Redskins that we're now seeing pushback on. I don't know if that's true or not. All right, here we go. 15 seconds.
Challenged us, made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, celebrating the incredible impact of public school educators. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life who's gone above and beyond for their students to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Get all the info and nominate a teacher who goes the extra mile today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
You're listening to the News Junkie, Sean Watson.
In the world of entertainment and beyond. Don't worry if you miss any of the show today. Let's say you have to go into an MRI appointment or something. You can always catch up with everything that happens on the show via the podcast. Or if you go to thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see in the featured section the video, the VOD, the video on demand of each day. And you can watch whatever you want afterwards. Go check that out at thenewsjunkie.com.
You'd be a VOD god.
You could be. If you want to, you're only one click away from doing it, folks. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I guess I got to stop masturbating at McDonald's now.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's where you find him. That's where you start the process. That is where you work with someone who's looking out for you. He has your back when it comes to big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation. Perhaps you're starting a business or expanding your business. Work with someone who's looking out for you, and that's That Mortgage Guy Don. Process starting today. Peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
8 years ago today, 2017, this guy right here.
Is it too late now?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber is right. And on this day, Justin Bieber was straight up barred from performing in China by the Beijing Municipal Bureau of Culture, citing his super bad behavior.
Why doesn't China like the Biebs?
He was a very bad boy. He said and he being all of them, the Municipal Bureau of Culture, the ban was necessary to, quote, purify the country's entertainment industry, but it suggested it was not permanent. Maybe someone could Google it if he's allowed back in China, expressing the hope that Bieber might improve his behavior and earn back the love of his fans. At that time, 23-year-old singer-songwriter, not dad yet, had the run-ins with the law over the alleged drunk driving and drag racing. And I don't believe it was in China, but he did do the pee-pees in the mop bucket as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's still banned, by the way. Still banned. As of 2017 and now even still today, still banned.
The ban emerged after someone posted a question on the Beijing Culture Bureau's website, a.k.a. Tattletale, last weekend or the weekend of July 21st, 2017, asking why the Canadian singer was not allowed to perform in mainland China as part of the Asia tour. And that's when they said, he done be barred.
Ooh, poor
and
Biebs.
You're not barred from cheating at a Coldplay concert. However, you're now being warned. Despite what the internet, and I mean all of the internet, because I don't know if y'all saw it, but we now have Coldplay cam at sports events.
The Phillies did the best one. My favorite
I saw
one.
a soccer team also did it, where they would, instead of kissing on the cam, it was the same position as the Coldplay cheater cam, and you have same reaction.
I saw
a lot of AI stuff coming out as well.
I saw a video of the next Coldplay concert, and he's like, we're going to do this Jumbotron thing.
Maybe you heard of it.
And everybody's just kind of started laughing, and he just had this look on his face like, here we go.
Yeah, during the show Saturday night in Madison, Wisconsin, Chris Martin actually warned the audience before they did the, quote, kiss cam. It was their first show since the outed tech CEO, Andy Byron, and his mistress were exposed. And then now I don't know what to believe is true, but allegedly there's been the official word from the soon-to-be ex-wife, who has changed her last name on Facebook. And I thought her message was absolutely brilliant. And this goes on and on and on, and allows all of the boomers to learn the lesson that we see everything all the time, even when you think you're hiding.
One thing I saw that I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. Somebody suggested that Ticketmaster start selling Jumbotron protection so that if you want your seats to be protected and not featured on the Jumbotron, you could buy like a package, and then you can stay in secrecy in your seats.
I think those are non-viewable areas. They still pay the same amount for.
Behind the pole, maybe.
Speaking of Coldplay, or perhaps just people associated, Gwyneth Paltrow once dated, I believe married, had baby with. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Chris
didn't
Martin.
Didn't it have a weird name like Apple or something?
Yes, that is correct. And Ben Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow also dated. Back in the day, 1997 to 2000. Relationship, old news, but apparently not to everybody because we have a new unauthorized biography of Gwyneth that reveals a very naughty sex act. What better time than now that she supposedly loved to perform on Ben? It involves a man dipping a certain anatomy into a certain other anatomy related to Earl Grey. Are we on the same page here?
Teabagging.
Okay. The book also claims that Gwyneth was sad when her ex Brad Pitt married Jennifer Aniston. She would tell people that Brad, quote, has terrible taste in women. Here's my biggest question. Why are we doing this now?
It's what is it, a new, is it a book?
Is it really that juicy? Unauthorized biography being released. But apparently making enough headlines to know about the 1997 sexual acts of Gwenny and Ben Affleck. So there you have it, my friends. In 2025, though, it does not take any tea bags, but just a mere bug to cause a stampede. We now have the reports coming in a stampede that broke out last week on an escalator at an Atlanta train station known as Marta, leaving not one, not two, but 11 Beyonce fans injured. Was all caused by an 11-year-old who got scared by a bug.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you saw the footage, but it's wild. And, if you see everyone else running, obviously shots are being fired. But it was just like a little girl seeing a bug, screaming, and everyone started running.
It doesn't take much to absolutely instill panic in the public at large. It doesn't. It just turn around and run, and everybody will be like, "What the hell?" and freak out.
I was in the middle of a stampede a couple years ago in the middle of downtown Orlando because it was 4th of July, and someone, brace yourselves, let off firecrackers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And thus caused the stampede that I was a little late to. I was kind of just doing circles on the rented scooter.
Did you ever catch somebody for doing that? Did anybody ever face any sort of charges, or was that just the kind of...
Nah,
no, it was bad. Yeah. It was bad, though. People definitely freaked out.
Big time. On the boob tube. We got Bachelor in Paradise on ABC, American Ninja Warrior on NBC, Quiz with Balls on Fox, the series premiere of Justice on Trial. Judge Judy is back, baby, and she's recreating 8 landmark cases that you can decide if the courts got it right. Okay. Adam Sandler will be on Fallon, and you follow your dreams. And me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Mickey emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Mickey says, my wife and I started this show, Love Island, and the intro was 4 minutes long. It could have been 2 minutes max. How could you guys watch this mindless dribble? Granted, we're only about 45 minutes into the show. I feel myself getting a little bit dumber. We're still going to give it a shot, says Mickey.
You're going for a ride, Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey, you have to like drama. Like at the end of the day, if you like drama, it changes everything. Like if you're a like 45-year-old man with a big truck and you're like, I don't like drama and reality TV is bad, you are not going to like the show.
Yeah.
But if you like drama, then, and I like all sorts of drama, then I think that you might enjoy a show like that. It's not always, but maybe.
And then, only the first episode has that big, long intro, so you're good.
Yeah, it's true. I agree that intro is long, but yeah, you're right.
When Sabrina mentioned Ben Affleck, the first thing I thought of is so every time we watched Love Island USA and it would end, Peacock has this thing where it tries to get you to go to another show, and it just automatically serves it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we will turn them off week after week after week after week, and it still tries to serve you up the same damn show. And it was this one where these like they follow around some New York socialites or something, and this girl's being interviewed, and she's like, "That's the time we saw Ben Affleck," and the girl goes, "Who's Ben Affleck?" And like that was their like big like bombshell thing. Is this 20-something who doesn't know who Ben Affleck is?
I was watching all of the fallout over the weekend, by the way, of the Astronomer CEO guy with the Coldplay Jumbotron thing, Andy Byron, and the chief people officer Kristen Cabot.
The guy she was married to, that family has money.
They did a lot of money, apparently.
They have old money. How old? They sell soot. They made a fortune selling like black soot or something that is like a key ingredient in car tires.
It sounds like a key ingredient in cancer. Is what it sounds like. What's your family do? We specialize in soot.
The family made its fortune in soot, known colloquially in industry circles as carbon black, a key ingredient in car tires, and dates back to New England for 10 generations.
Damn. Well, Andy Byron, the CEO of that Astronomer company, has quit, I guess. I guess he stepped down.
Oh.
And one of the big viral posts over the weekend, and when I say big viral, I mean it, 42.3 million views. Give me your thoughts on this. This person says, my unpopular opinion is that even though cheating is evil and unethical, it should not have legal or professional repercussions. So they're saying like, hey, all of the dumb attention on this, all of this nonsense, it's bad, it's gross, sure, yeah, okay. But if you cheat, you shouldn't lose your job.
Right, but public opinion changes the game with a business, does it not?
I think the problem is when you're cheating with somebody else who not only works at the job,
you just gave them a promotion.
People officer. I mean, like, it's not just cheating. It's like you're cheating with somebody else who's in charge of HR. That part seems bad to me. But what do you think about this? My unpopular opinion is that even though cheating is evil and unethical, it should not have legal or professional repercussions. And they continue to have a fallout in that case. We'll touch that a little bit moving forward. I want to talk about something else, though, when we return. This is unbelievable. And I'm going to play this for you. The pilot of a plane pops onto the overhead audio. All right. This was this weekend. And there's barely any stories about this, even though it's crazy. The pilot informs everybody on the plane why the plane just shockingly took a turn at the last minute. Everybody on the plane was like, oh, my God, they're scared. They thought they were falling out of the sky. They were crapping their pants. What happened here? The reason this pilot had to make an evasive last-minute maneuver is unbelievable to me, and it could have been an absolute nightmare, and it should be getting way more attention. You're going to hear that, pilot, because it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Both lanes are getting by now on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Williams Road. Keep an eye out for emergency crews off to the shoulder there. There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from Anderson Street to I-4 eastbound. Stop-and-go traffic on I-4 westbound approaching US 27. I believe the off-ramp's closed. And on US 27, there's emergency construction going on at I-4. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Takis Fuego meal.
Wendy's new Takis Fuego meal is here with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich and small Fuego fries inspired by Takis Fuego chips with a 1-ounce Takis Fuego bag and a drink. Grab yours today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's while supplies last. Takis and Fuego are used under license.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Stack up cash at Orange City Racing and Card Club, July 23rd through 27th. The 100K Summer Deep Stack is on. Buy in for $300 and play for your share of $100,000 guaranteed. Shuffle up and deal July 23rd through 27th, exclusively at Orange City Poker.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at eyecandyenergydrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here. You know, you upgrade your phone, you upgrade your car, so why are you still stuck with outdated vision? Glasses and contacts? Man, that's old tech. At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we bring you the ultimate upgraded, clearer vision. Ditch the hassle. Level up your life. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply call 800-EYE-EXAM to get started. That's 800-EYE.
School bike! School bike, more like... ... School bike, more like... Low pole, goal, stole. No. Dole is already taken. Sealand has Dole mic. Skull mic, more like... No. All right, wait till you hear this audio and see the video from the person on this flight. What was it, a Delta flight? Delta. It's a Delta flight. This weekend, as they're flying along, all of a sudden, you know, they're chilling. They're up at a cruising altitude or whatever, 30,000 feet plus. And then all of a sudden, evasive maneuvers. I've been on a lot of flights. I've never had that happen. It would freak me out. It would scare the shit out of me, to be honest. But you're on the flight, you're cruising along, you know, you got your drink, and then boom, just evasive maneuvers out of nowhere. Everybody freaks out on the flight. And they say, well, the reason this happened is because we almost ran into a B-52 bomber. And the pilot explains it. I'll play it for you. It's crazy. It was almost a massive, massive mistake, like a deadly mistake. Time to get that stock at Astronomer. It's only 87 cents per share. I'll be real with you. I don't even know what that company does, which is incredible considering the amount of viral promotion that Astronomer has seen over the last week. I still don't know what the company actually does. So that might be a really good buy. I don't know. I'll mark it down. Stroll, Mike, because you be strolling. That is terrible. It would be scary, but afterwards it would be cool as hell? No way. Silly Goose says, yeah, air traffic control F that one up. And the pilot is explaining it because he's still trying to process what just happened. The pilot is so good in what you're about to hear. It's fantastic. And actually he gets an applause line after, or he gets applause. Silly Goose says, I'm working on my commercial pilot's license right now. Silly Goose, we'll go over it again here in a moment, but from what I could tell, it seemed like air traffic control said like flank right, and they screwed up their left and right. And if the pilot would have listened and flanked in the direction or turned in the direction that he was asked, he would have crashed into a B-52 bomber, and he's like, no, and then he goes left. They go, oh yeah, right, go left. Bowl mic because you're high. Also terrible. Okay, 45 seconds and we're coming back live on the show. Here we go. Blasting off into syndication territory once more. The great Sean Dino readies his microphone. He prepares his first words. What will he say? What will come out of his mouth? There's only one way to find out.
$75 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH, C-A-S-H, CASH. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
honestly should be going more viral. I was kind of surprised it's not getting more attention than it is, but we'll hear from the pilot, and I'll tell you everything that happened in just a moment here on the show. Welcome in one and all, including you folks who are listening via podcast, listening on this great station, streaming on YouTube and Twitch, wherever you are. We love you. We appreciate the time and all of that good stuff. This happened on a Delta Flight 3788. All right, Delta Flight 3788 that went down this weekend. And I'm going to play the audio that was recorded by a passenger. Now, here's what I could gather from this. Seems like here's what happened. Imagine you're on your Delta flight, you're cruising along, and you're at, 30-something thousand feet. You're just like maybe a little bump here or there, or whatever. And out of nowhere, the pilot has to take an evasive maneuver. Now, think about how jarring that would be. Maybe even the seatbelt signs are off. Who knows? But you're sitting there, you're on the flight, and then the pilot has to take, in this Delta flight, an evasive maneuver, just completely twisting off and, spinning away from where they are because they think that there's about to be a crash. And the crash was almost into a military B-52 bomber jet.
Ooh.
All right? That would be pretty significant if this happened.
Not on the radar, huh?
And the pilot talks about that a little bit, actually. He goes into what happened here. And I thought the pilot was spot on. Fantastic. I thought he was. And what do I know? I'm not a pilot, but I thought he was doing a great job. Now, let's listen into what the pilot said after this near miss. Again, this isn't getting a ton of coverage today, but it really should. Delta Airlines Flight 3788, operated by SkyWest, nearly collided with another aircraft as it flew from Minneapolis, St. Paul, to North Dakota. In addition to operating as a civilian airport, Minot is home to an Air Force base where the 5th Bomb Wing's 26 B-52 bombers are based. The Delta Connection flight began its descent toward Minot, and the plane suddenly performed an evasive maneuver. So they were on their descent. And they performed an evasive maneuver to avoid another aircraft converging on their flight path. Here's the pilot talking about what went down.
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it, and so we continued and air traffic. And there's no radar here, so the tower is controlled, the tower does everything visually, and so they said report about a 6 miles from the airport. So we did that.
All right, so just in case you're not following along with what's happening, there's no radar at this airport because of the military presence and the B-52 bombers and such. So they just kind of visualize it, and they go, all right, coming in, coming out, coming in. And they told him, like, oh, everything looks okay. And as he was coming in, he realized something wasn't right.
I think he realized that the spacing wasn't going to work, and he said, turn right. And I looked over, and there was an airplane, which those of you on the right-hand side, I thought it was a small airplane like the one you see at the airport right now doing touch and goes. And he said, turn right. I said, there's an airplane over there. And he says, turn left. And then by the time we read back the clearance, looked over and saw the airplane that was kind of coming on in.
So it almost appears, I'm not sure if this is correct or not, it almost appears that air traffic control got their left and right mixed up. And they told him, like, turn right. And he's like, right? There's a plane right there. I'm going to smash into a plane if I turn right. I'll smash into a B-52 bomber. And, oh, no, my bad. Turn left. And then he turns that way. And he's just kind of explaining the very scary situation these people on this Delta flight went through. You'll hear what they thought of it. You'll hear the passengers in a second.
Converging course with us. And so given his speed, it was a military, I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. So
I thought it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it, he said.
Maneuver, it caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up, because the Air Force Base does have radar, and nobody said, hey, there's also a B-52 in the pattern. You know, long story short, it was not fun, but I do apologize for it, and thank you for understanding. It was kind of not a fun day.
There you go.
Have a nice evening, and I'm glad you're safe.
So he says, have a nice evening, fly safe. Everybody's clapping on the flight because, I don't know, they didn't die, which is
good
outcome.
I would think
die.
the claps would be a little louder for something like that.
Maybe they're still
Call
scared.
me crazy.
They might still be sitting there in their
I've heard louder
pants.
claps when you land properly.
That would be freaking me out if I was on this flight. But there was a near plane collision on this Delta Airlines flight. They almost flew into a B-52 bomber this weekend. Absolute catastrophe averted. And we'll see what you think about that. Let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com, and send us a dispatch right now.
It's weird that they have an airport like that is just visual flight rules only almost attached to an Air Force base that has radar like that. You think the VFR airport should not be VFR there if they're having all that sort of traffic.
I wonder, somebody tell me if that seems like a rare thing, right? Like I wouldn't feel like they were commingling commercial airlines and military aircraft all that much.
Well, that's what happened with that other crash outside of D.C.
Uh-huh.
You know, the helicopter.
Yeah, that's true. Same kind of thing there. And the military and commercial wires get crossed. That was a horrific incident there. Mm-hmm. This could have been a very similar thing here. Thank God it wasn't. Arnott says, blah, 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 spit it out. Me or the pilot? Because I thought the pilot did fine. Maybe not me. I thought the pilot did just fine. I thought he explained that to his passengers pretty good.
I mean, if it was us, we'd be like, you guys, you are not going to believe what the F I just did.
I would have cursed
saved all
a
of
lot.
our lives. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have cursed a lot. All right, let's see. I also wanted to get to you in just a second, but somebody had responded during the break. Can we check this? C-Lane, what is the stock price for this Astronomer company, the one where the dude was on the Jumbotron and he got busted cheating, and allegedly so did the HR lady? He's gone.
Looks to be private.
Is it? Because somebody said it's like 80-something cents for it right now, and it's a steal to get the stock for that company because of the whole kerfuffle.
I'm getting Astronomer is a private company. There's no public stock price. Phantom.com says the daily trading volume of Astronomer is $62.794.
All right, that's totally different. Yeah.
And then Notice.co says 87 cents.
Yeah, 87 cents is the one that this person must have seen. Maybe that's some confusion going on there as the CEO
Is there more
steps
than
down.
one Astronomer?
Maybe. You know what I said? And tell me if you guys know this. I said, as much press as this Jumbotron Coldplay cheating story has gotten, hundreds of millions of impressions, I have no idea what the company Astronomer does.
They do. It's a data thing. It has nothing to do with space. So get that out of your head.
Well, that's what I thought.
I went to their website. It's Astronomer. I don't know why. The best place to run Apache Airflow.
Oh, like for servers?
Yeah, it says don't ship without orchestration. Astro, the orchestration-first data ops platform built on Apache Airflow, empowers your team to build, run, and observe data pipelines that just work all from one place.
What?
Whatever it is, it's used by Northern Trust, the Detroit Tigers, Activision, Adobe, Autodesk, Marriott, Black Crow,
Can we
Molson
investigate
Coors,
this company? There's more going on than cheating here.
Electronic Arts,
What is this?
Ford.
Like, make sure you invest in the News Junkie, the only software that allows you to connect to the pipelines of interstate commerce and other e-commerce activity on a daily basis. Don't let your teams be without the News Junkie technology.
Listen to this. In a world of heterogeneous data platforms, orchestration is the only framework flexible enough to operationalize data across your entire organization.
This is the scandal here, not cheating. What is this company doing?
I don't know.
This sounds like
no one asks questions until you start hugging a woman from behind that's not your wife.
I don't want to throw out accusations, but it sounds like a money laundering enterprise. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm not saying that's what's happening. It just sounds like that.
Unlock the full potential of your data teams with managed orchestration. We're hearing this O word a lot, orchestration.
Orchestration of what?
Your data.
Management, obviously.
Unified
data.
operations and full observability in one data ops platform.
None of this has done anything to explain what's going on. I have no idea what's happening.
It's all pretty clear, Sean. Come on.
I guess. Not to me. Andy Byron has stepped down from his role of CEO of the tech company Astronomer, though, after the whole video. And now, what about the HR lady? Does she get a pass? Or is she like, yeah, that's...
She has to HR herself. Real quick.
I feel like the HR lady is like, I've referenced this many times, but... in what's the name of that show? I Think You Should Leave. I think you should the one on like Netflix or whatever, where there's a hot dog car that crashes into a business and causes a whole bunch of damage, and all the office employees are like, "Oh my God, what happened? Is everybody okay?" And the guy in the hot dog costume is like, "I too am looking for who's responsible for doing this." I feel like the HR lady is that hot dog guy right now, and she's basically saying like, "Hey, this is crazy. I can't believe the CEO stepped down." So what else is going on, folks? Anything else going on right now?
They got a new CEO, Pete DeJoy.
Did they? All right, Pete. Keep it in your pants, Pete. Be real careful over there.
The man hired to temporarily take over Andy Byron's duties had a subtle but interesting reaction to an ex-staffer admitting he's laughed at Byron's expense following his scandal. DeJoy liked a LinkedIn post from somebody who is vice president of technology and operations at Astronomer, in which he admitted, "Yes, I've laughed at the memes."
That's great. I like him
some
being
of them
real.
are very funny.
They are. I like him at least being real about that. But I don't know. I mean, I think this guy, the only way you can assure everybody at Astronomer that you're not going to end up like this dude, chemical castration on day one. All right? Take the pills. Chemical castration on day one.
Chop off the arms, too. He wasn't banging her on the Coldplay balcony.
If you want to really prove to us, though, that you're not going to get caught up in this sort of nonsense, then you got to make a big move here.
DeJoy took to LinkedIn today to announce his new role that's now official, and he said, "The spotlight has been unusual and surreal for our team, and while I never would have wished for it to happen like this, Astronomer is now a household name." He sounds kind of happy.
Congratulations, sir. You did it. They said it couldn't be done, and here you are. Another post that's gotten a lot of attention, 2.2 million views. Somebody says, "We know more about the two people on the left after 4 days than the guy on the right." The guy on the right being the one who got the shot off on Trump's ear in Butler, Pennsylvania. And I don't know if this is like proving the conspiracy point that they're attempting to, but I think it proves the point of what the American people are so into. And it is absolutely these kind of viral, salacious, sexy stories. Those are the things
I don't know that I
gobble up, man.
I don't know that I necessarily agree with that tweet. I saw it over the weekend, and I thought, okay, I get it. But take yourself back to the weekend that Trump got shot. I mean, people were, all about wanting to hear every single second of the timeline and how the guy got there.
I still see stuff coming.
What about the person? Do you know anything about? Do you even know the guy's name? The shooter guy?
I don't remember.
Forgot it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about him at all personally. I know about the incident, of course. I know about all the failures, the security and the Secret Service and all that stuff. We do know a pretty interesting amount about these two people that just were snogging it up.
Yeah, but set a reminder 2 years from today and see if we still, off the top of our heads, remember everything that we remember about old Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot.
I'll probably forget all of that too. Yeah.
Did she work for the cheese company?
That was a big update on the part of the company and the viral thing. And now we can move on, everybody. I think it's fine. All of us can move on. We can go on to the next story. There's lots of other things to talk about, including the Epstein stuff. People just pop into Facebook every once in a while like, release the Epstein list. And over the weekend, one of my favorite little back and forth on that was The Atlantic said, if the Epstein scandal teaches us anything, it's that America needs dedication and a decently funded group of people whose job is not just to ask questions, but to find answers. Helen Lewis writes at The Atlantic. Let's call them journalists. And one of the most read posts responding to this was, the woman on the right is Ghislaine Maxwell. She trafficked children for Jeffrey Epstein. The woman on the left owns your magazine, which is actually true. One of the owners of The Atlantic is this woman who's in this famous photograph with Ghislaine Maxwell, where she's in her bikini, just kind of hanging out. And it, you know what it shows you more than anything? It shows you that Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, all these people are so absolutely fundamentally, deservedly poisonous that if you're in a photograph with them, explanation doesn't really even matter.
Right.
Like you could say, well, this was an event that they did where there was a conversation going on about charity far before any accusations. Like, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't. It's like, here's Trump with Epstein. Here's Clinton with Epstein. Here's the owner of The Atlantic with Ghislaine Maxwell and her bikini sitting here going over some sort of papers. It all just looks bad, right?
I mean,
it's like,
and you can't hold down the photo and see like the live version of it. Back in the day, it was just that developed.
We don't know. We only know that Ghislaine Maxwell is very shocked about what is happening in this conference. What's that you say? We don't know much more than that.
Almost 18? No thanks.
Yeah, it's not clear. But anybody on any lists or in any photos is just immediately kind of cast out, and it's viewed as nefarious.
Which is why I think like people like Chelsea Handler had to get out ahead of it and be like, yes. I went to dinner at this guy's house. Didn't know who he was. It was very weird, and, stuff like that.
As annoying as Chelsea Handler is, she's not wrong, because a lot of people went to events at these places with these people.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know, like, if some billionaire right now said, Sean, huge fan of the show, would love for you to come out to our get-together where all these fancy people are hobnobbing with one another.
I would go to the hobnobbing.
And then all of a sudden I'm at the hobnob, and I'm like, this was amazing, guys. And then afterwards, it's like, that guy was Diddy. Like, hold on. Like, you never know what's going to happen at these things. You got to be careful. That's why you don't hang out with billionaires. Just make it a rule. Don't hang out with billionaires. You'll steer clear of all of these weird child blood trading enterprises that allegedly they're involved in. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. Send us your dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Got to talk about the WNBA. Oh, boy, are people talking about that today. What's happening with them in a protest? And there's some demands going down. Who's right? We'll find out together. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The right lane's blocked on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Leesburg Main Toll Plaza. The off-ramp from I-4 westbound to US 27's blocked. I believe there's emergency construction going on there, reducing the roadway to one lane on US 27 southbound. A crash is reported here on Conroy Road at Millennia Boulevard. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com.
The 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival is brought to you by Metro. With their new lower prices, the celebration starts way before the festival. Big savings so you can focus on your favorite artist, not your phone bill. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
It's the Freedom Sale at Greenway Kia, where Central Florida's largest Kia inventory is tariff-free and marked down thousands off MSRP. Make your summer extra hot in a new 2025 Kia K4 LXS. Lease it for just $119 a month, 24 months, $36.25 due at signing, and 0 security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Kia. Click or visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 fee. Expires 8/15/25.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What about my electrical?
Pickleball.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, it's like miniature tennis.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Celebrate freedom from those old single-pane windows and that shabby front door with the beautiful designs from Renewal by Andersen. Why? Energy efficiency. It's good to know that Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim windows and doors offer excellent insulation, reducing energy loss and helping to lower your utility bills while maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature year-round, especially during these dog days of summer. Here's what Vincent had to say. Renewal by Andersen did an excellent job, excellent customer service, excellent attention to detail, excellent follow-up. I highly recommend Renewal by Andersen for all your door and window needs. And right now is a great time to get started. Buy 4 windows or doors and get the 5th free. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
RC Hill to the rescue. This week at RC Hill Mitsubishi, we're having our Super Solution Sale. Stuck making payments on a car you just don't like? Our Super Solution Specialists help you escape and upgrade, even if you got to push, pull, or tow it in. We'll give you up to $6,000 more than your car's worth. Is bad credit kryptonite holding you back? My Super Solution credit approval process is guaranteed to get you approved. I'm RC Hill in DeLand and Ocala. See all my super rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this.
What? What? Breaking news! Breaking news! Malcolm Jamal Warner, co-star of The Cosby Show, has died after drowning. He was 54 years old. The co-star of The Cosby Show, Malcolm Jamal Warner, has died after drowning. That is unfortunate. And an excellent reason why every kid should learn how to swim. A problem in particular in poor black communities. Something that deserves more funding and attention. Every kid, every single one of them, needs to learn how to swim. If they don't have the money to afford any kind of swimming lessons, then it should be afforded to them. Save probably a lot of lives. We have 90 seconds, so we're coming back, everybody. Not sure why I got rid of my phone, because I can't see what you're saying if I do that. did something.
My sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
Not Theo? Yes, Theo, unfortunately, yeah.
You know what? I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, I almost blinked.
I'm calling.
His best episode was when he had to hide his ear. So sad he was good. Yeah, kind of a surprise. I mean, you hate to see these kind of things. Drowning. You're a 50-something-year-old man. It shouldn't happen to anybody. All right, we're coming back right now, folks. Why? Because that's what we do around here. Here we go. Do I look fat today? I look fat? I should be losing weight. How come it's not falling off of me yet?
Listen to Uncle Chris on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Uncle Chris and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is here. Hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the new.
Plus, we got to talk about all this juicy, saucy WNBA drama. What's happening with them? I'll look at it from all angles. I want to look at it from all angles, and we'll find out who is right in just a moment. Here it is. Just coming across now. Malcolm Jamal Warner of The Cosby Show has died at 54 years old. Malcolm Jamal Warner, you may remember. If you're of a certain age, you probably watched The Cosby Show.
Oh.
And he was one of the
part of
sons.
A bunch of other stuff, too.
He's pretty great. I only know him from The Cosby Show stuff. I'm sure he did other stuff after that, but that's just what I remember him from. He was he was 54 years old. He died of an accidental drowning, which is pretty crazy. I mean, and I was talking during the break. I was like, we need to do better as a country to make sure every little kid, regardless of income level, every little kid learns how to swim. Okay. That should be like a bare minimum thing for kids in this country, and especially poor black communities. There's so many of these young black kids that can't swim. And I think dropping the ball on this and just saying like, well, some of these kids don't live by the ocean. There's not a lot of rivers.
Oh, for sure. But do you think he didn't grow up poor, did he? Or you're just saying because, like, as a black man, he didn't know how to swim?
I'm saying in general, due to the fact that he drowned, I'm going to assume that maybe he wasn't either a great swimmer or didn't know how to swim at all. I'm making an assumption there, certainly on this story, but that would be my assumption on this. I'm extrapolating from this an issue that I see all the time, and that is that a lot of young kids, specifically young black kids, just don't learn how to swim. And there's a lot of reasons. Some of them are financial reasons, other reasons attached to why this doesn't happen. And it really shouldn't. Like, it's the easy thing for us to figure out, I think. Like, every little kid should learn how to swim. Every parent should make sure their children absolutely know how to do, like, the basics of swimming. I'm not saying they all got to be able to dive in the pool and do all the correct strokes and perform on an Olympic level. I'm saying everybody should be able to swim. And it doesn't look like he was able to unless something else went down. It does say it was an accidental drowning. That's about all we know about Malcolm Jamal Warner of The Cosby Show as of right now.
Man.
54 years old, damn it. Okay, let's talk about the WNBA thing. And I'm going to start off with this. When I hear all the cries from the WNBA players that they are not paid enough money, we deserve more, give us more money. In fact, They came out at Saturday's All-Star game because the WNBA All-Star game was on Saturday. All the big names out there. And they had warm-up shirts on before the game that said, "Pay us what you owe us." All right. Obviously, they're making like a ploy or a play here to try to get some more money. The WNBA players for a long time have complained about things like this. For a long time until recently, not a lot of people were paying attention to the WNBA. But I don't know really who's right on this. So let me go to a couple of takes real quick so we can dive in. One, this is a person who knows more about sports than I do, Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy says, if you don't think WNBA players should get paid more money, you're a moron. That's what he says. I don't want to be a moron. I'll play some of his rant in just a second here. But he says, Caitlin Clark, for example, her rookie salary is $76,000, which is less than what some Barstool personalities make. He said, this is insane. Hang on, I think I've got him. He curses a lot, so I ran it through the AI blocker. Let's see what he says.
Okay, WNBA All-Star Game was this weekend. Shout out Stub Buds. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
Anyways, the players before warm-ups to the All-Star Game wore "Pay us what we deserve" T-shirts. World War III has broken out. People taking sides, saying they deserve money, they don't deserve more money. I don't know how anybody in the world with a brain, and maybe my brain is just bigger than most, can rationally say the women don't deserve more money at this point.
He's wearing an Indiana Fever shirt, which is that the team that Caitlin Clark plays on? I think it's a WNBA hat.
Yeah.
Did I say shirt? I meant hat. He's wearing an Indiana Fever hat on as he's saying all this. I think he's been taking a lot of interest in the WNBA too. And he's like, look, you're a dummy if you don't think they deserve more money.
Yeah, she's on Indiana Fever.
She is? Okay. Corrupt Reality on Twitch says, remove Caitlin Clark. No one cares about the WNBA. Well, isn't that the point, though? Isn't that the point that now Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and all these other players are involved? They got a bunch of drama. They got more people watching, and now maybe they do deserve more money? He says, this guy's annoying. Well, but does that mean he's not right?
Caitlin Clark's rookie salary is $76,000. Nikki Smokes, Mincy make more than her. It's insane. And I know what people...
I have to agree with him there. The idea that Caitlin Clark, who is a pretty well-known person now in the sports world and is known by most people to be really good at what she does, playing basketball in the WNBA, the idea that she makes $76,000 a year in her WNBA salary is comical. For a sport like that. That is a lot. Does she make more and all sorts of other things outside of that? Yes, but that's...
Unfortunately, she does.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
If all she had was the WNBA for a living wage, I mean, it'd be a completely different spot. But her teammates certainly have to do what in order to pay rent?
I don't know.
Are we implying that there's somebody in the organization at the WNBA who is just pocketing all this money? I mean, does the WNBA as an organization, do the teams make the kind of money to give them salaries that are bigger?
I'm trying to work through this as best I can. Here's some of the things that I've found that I think are interesting. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. WNBA players know their league doesn't make NBA money. But currently, NBA players receive 50% of all league revenue. Do you guys know that? So if you're in the NBA, the players receive about 50% of all league revenue in the NBA. WNBA players only receive 9%. So 9% compared to 50%, that does sound like a pretty big difference. And again, you might find this dude annoying, but he does seem to know something.
I'm going to say, well, this league has lost money. It's a charity league. The NBA subsidizes it, blah, blah, blah. This could have been true for the last 10 years or so. Fair argument. It's not true now. The WNBA is exploding by every single metric you look at. TV ratings, merch, revenue, ticket sales, you name it. Like, they just had an expansion team. The Valkyries in Vegas, the fee was $50 million. They have sold out every single game. They are averaging more attendance than a third of the NBA teams.
That sounds like a pretty good case.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, I can make sense of this. Another take. WNBA players say they're not paid what they're owed. Are they right? This is from The Guardian. And this says, Nafisa Collier was in record-breaking form on Saturday night. She scored 36 points. All the players had these different shirts on that said, pay us what you owe us.
See, that's another place where I take issue. And this might be like a semantics thing, and that's fine. But are they paying what they owe contractually? I mean, pay us what you owe us makes it sound like they're not getting the money promised to them. Pay us what we deserve might be a better argument than saying like, hey, you owe us money. Like if they're legitimately not being paid money that is contractually owed to them, that's a much bigger issue. But I don't think that's what's happening. I don't think that's what's happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. Pay us what you owe us. You're not owed anything if you made a deal that you don't think is a good deal.
Right.
You're not owed anything. You might think you deserve more and you could fight for more. That is a different thing. So, yeah, the sloganeering does seem off. And as of 2018, they said WNBA's losses were about $10 million a year. Reports last fall said the WNBA is about to lose in 2024 lost $40 million. So it's still losing quite a bit of money, spending more now. WNBA attendance dropped from an overall average of about 10,000 to under 7,000 during the pandemic, but now it's about to that 10,000 again. So it's still like not crazy high, but some of these teams are more popular than others, it looks like.
I guess that Valkyries one is doing all right.
It sounds like it from what he says. And then this is the other side of the coin. WNBA players wear delusional pay us shirts in protest over contract disputes as Zero Hedge. And they say the general public has been educated on the lies of the gender pay gap narrative, but this has not stopped some activists from promoting it anyway. The WNBA has been incessant in its efforts to push the notion that they're paid less purely because they're women. The players in the league failed to reach a new collective bargaining agreement in an in-person meeting last week. The league's players opted out of their last collective bargaining agreement in October, and they're looking for a better revenue-sharing model. The problem is record attendance and TV ratings don't mean much for a league that has never turned a profit in its 29-year history. Here's why they don't deserve more. The WNBA is subsidized by the NBA. Without the men's league, they would not exist and have no operating cash. To put this in perspective, NBA brought in $11.3 billion in revenues in 2024, and the WNBA brought $710 million that same year. So only a tiny little fraction. The team with the highest operating income was the Los Angeles Lakers with $200 million. The WNBA teams don't report this kind of income. They have increased their audience in the past year, this says, but it's not anywhere near most of the NBA audiences they're suggesting. Well, it feels to me like their profile has risen quite a bit. And if like the best name or one of the biggest names, you can argue over this, in the league is somebody who makes $76,000 a year, that seems low to me. That seems like they could pay a lot better than that, despite the fact that it's like in the shadow and probably always will be of the NBA. Sports fans, what do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, I want to talk about the biggest boating accident over the weekend. And it's the dumbest, most insane, unhinged thing I've heard about in a while. What happened? Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
The hill for Tampa. Buccaneers rookies reported for training camp today. Texas football landed a commitment from five-star class of 2026 running back Derek Cooper. FSU and Miami were among his final choices. 12-time All-Star Chris Paul and the LA Clippers agreed to terms on a deal to reunite with his former squad and his 21st pro season. I'm Seth Everett.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Great news, my friends. That mortgage guy, Don, offers HELOCs. That's right, home equity lines of credit. A way to unlock your equity while keeping your super low 2, 3, or 4% rate intact on the first mortgage. Get cash out for home improvements, debt consolidation, weddings, back taxes, anything you want. And unlike the corner banks, That mortgage guy, Don, has HELOC options as low as a 640 credit score. Get a quote today with no hard credit inquiry. And most importantly, work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat.
Hey, school mic is on. Update. An update for you. The Cosby Show's Malcolm Jamal Warner drowned while in Costa Rica. Costa Rica. That's where he drowned. Accidental drowning. It's about all we know as of right this moment. Lisa says that's what players are fighting for, to get their cut of the revenue. Well, I mean, I don't know if the business sucks and they just don't have more money to pay them, or if they do and these teams in the league are being greedy. But it's hard for me to root for the teams withholding more money as opposed to the players getting more money. If the money's not there, the teams will say, piss off. Can't do it. Not financially possible. You're getting the best we can. People still aren't into the WNBA. If the money is there, they'll offer up more money. I don't know. When people are rooting for trying to get a bit more in their contracts, I generally am siding with the people. I generally want the people to get more. If they deserve it, they'll get it most times. Revoke all Costa Rican visas? I don't think so. So many people overestimate their ability to swim. Yeah. I mean, I think it's best for most people just to have the most basic ability to tread water, to understand what to do while in the water. And it's kind of crazy to me because once you know how to swim, it's actually impossible to put yourself in the headspace of splashing into the water and not even knowing what to do. Isn't that weird? Like, once you learn something like that, you can't even imagine hopping into the water and not knowing where to go. It's very weird. So they need to fire their agents at the WNBA? Depends on if they get a better collective bargaining agreement. Caitlin's partnership with Nike includes a signature shoe deal reportedly worth $28 million over 8 years. That's great. Good for her. That's like saying, if iHeart paid me X amount of money, and then I had a deal with Nike where Nike paid me $50 million a year, that means that iHeart is also paying me enough money. Do you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't wash. That doesn't work out. It's possible that somebody's making a bunch of money and they're doing well in marketing and stuff, but they're still not compensated correctly for other things. Like the idea that Caitlin Clark is not worth more than $76,000 a year, you don't believe that. You don't believe that. 2 minutes. They should play against the men. We're all equal after all. They would all get trounced. It wouldn't even be close. It would be a disaster for them. The men would win every time. Just shut it down and fold them into the NBA. Playing together, then there'll be no women in the NBA. Nobody would make the cut. So have you guys seen this boat accident over the weekend? Has everybody seen the boat that crashed in to this military ship? Because it's wild. We're gonna play this next. Maybe one of the biggest F-ups I've seen in a couple of months.
What about my electrical? I should have called Frank Gay.
1 minute.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
1 minute and we're coming back, all right? Here we go.
Clearly explain
Wait till you see this footage, man. It is absolutely crazy. And then I need your help during the next break, so help me out, okay? I need your help during the next break.
On the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
There's still time to enjoy locked-in summer value at Sam's Club. Until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items. This is the perfect time to join Sam's Club and make the most of summer. So sign up for a membership today at samsclub.com/join.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
Hear this story that went down this weekend. Criminally dumb. Criminally dumb. That's why it is involved in the jury duty segment. That is on the way. Join us on the show. Send us your dispatches or your emails. Those go to tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you for sending them over. Right now, though, it's time to do it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty, brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. If you get into an accident, you need to reach out to somebody who's going to have your best interests in mind and is going to fight for you and do the right thing. Going up against those insurance companies is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for attorneys that know what they're doing. Mo does. And don't feel bad about doing this. It's not bad to go after these greedy billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar insurance companies. Sometimes it's the right thing to do.
They would do it to you.
This is not the right thing to do, Sealand.
What happened?
Take a look. Here we go.
Oh, no way.
All right, we are on the water. I mean, you can already see
no way.
Oh, no way. You can already see where this is going.
Am I looking at 3 different ships right now?
We are looking at 2. This
okay.
is, would you call our smaller boat a yacht? Or is that not
Without
yacht
it.
territory?
Yacht.
It's big. It's a yacht, but yachts aren't big compared to the USS Midway.
Correct.
This is a massive, massive Sealand. How big is the USS Midway? Let's see if we can figure that out.
Let's find that out.
I mean, she's a big one. She's a big military ship.
I mean, so big that I thought we were at on another ship. Or is it
looks
on a
like
dock?
this is like the land you're on. This is it is docked. I think it's permanently docked. The USS Midway is at the port of San Diego in California.
It's moored.
Moored? It's
moored at
permanently
its
moored.
permanent resting place.
How big is that sucker that this yacht ran into?
I think it said 971 feet.
That's big. All right. The yacht's big. This is a hell of a lot bigger. Look at this absolute dummy. Okay. Right. Driving it in right into the side of the USS Midway.
Ooh.
There you go. And they smash into the side of the ship.
I didn't see anything.
Everybody's
What
like,
do you
wait. Somebody says, I have to bring it down because they curse here eventually. But somebody says, was it supposed to do that? Like, no. No, it wasn't supposed to plow into the side of this boat like this.
But how did it?
Little bit of a BUI moment. Boating under the influence, according to this.
I mean, they must have been blacked out because that ship's been in the same spot for a minute, right?
It ain't going anywhere. The ship is not going anywhere. It's right there, moored, as Sealand has said, and running right into the side of this sucker is not a good idea. So, yeah, I guess they believe that the driver was drinking and driving, boating under the influence, and also arrested within a few hours for hit-and-run boating because they just, drove their boat right on out of there. All right, let's work in one dispatch real quick, and then we'll take a break And we're going to have a big, fat mega segment for you at the top of the hour. So if this was short, don't worry. Big Mongo segment is indeed on the way. Somebody wanted to talk about the MRI situation. So let's listen to Marcinator talking about this, where this person died. He had a big 20-pound necklace on. He got sucked into the MRI on top of his wife, and he died.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so that is not at all how MRI works. So I'm just for reference, I'm a 12-year, 13-year ultrasound technician with an undergrad in MRI.
Okay.
And I don't even perform MRIs. However, every department gets crazy amounts of training for MRI because of the fact that it's such a big, giant magnet. And there are zones set up in hospitals that like zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each zone is a different place to make sure that you don't have metal on you. So I don't know. This looks and sounds very sketch to me. Almost like that guy came into that room because he heard his wife yelling his name, and because no tech would have ever allowed somebody in there. There is just no way.
Well, that directly goes against what the wife said. And I don't exactly remember her quote, but I do remember she said she needed some help. The tech went and got her husband, right? Isn't that what it said? The tech went and got her husband. And she said the tech brought her husband into the room, and he had a 20-pound like weight chain, like a weightlifting or exercise chain with a big lock on it, 20 pounds. And that pulled him into the machine, and he ended up dying.
And she even said that they have seen it before. Like it wasn't
They had
her
seen it.
first MRI.
Yeah, they had seen the necklace before and maybe even made comments about it. So Marcinator's saying there's no way. You could be right, but we're just, this is what she said versus your experience. And we'll have to see if we can learn more. And maybe if the MRI place chimes in with their comments, we'll obviously bring that to you. When we come back, more on all things viral, including Trump is now putting the pressure on. He wants the Redskins to bring the old name back. He wants the Redskins name back in action. Can he do that? Will he do that? Should he do that? We'll go over that. We also have a woman who is being flooded with calls for the most hilarious reason. Please stop calling this lady. I feel for her. What's going on? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Emergency crews have cleared up that accident on the Turnpike southbound before Leesburg Main Toll Plaza. Expect some residual delays in that area. The off-ramps blocked from I-4 westbound to US 27, I believe. On US 27 at I-4, there's ongoing emergency construction. Move over and slow down if you see crews on the roadways. There's a crash where Conroy Road meets Millennia Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus.
Score limited time savings on your favorite snacks and drinks at Wawa. Whether you're craving a refreshing drink or a tasty treat, Wawa has you covered. Enjoy exclusive deals in-store or on the Wawa app, making it easier than ever to fuel your day without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on summer savings, perfect for road trips, beach days, or backyard hangs. Savor a summer of savings. Gotta have a Wawa.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Alpha Foundations comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess.
Go, Mike Squad. I need your help, chat. I'm busy. I'm a busy man. I'm cutting up this Hunter Biden audio where Hunter Biden has just been interviewed by Channel 5 on YouTube, and it's a wild, out of control interview. We're trying to set up for the Redskins push from Trump, and I still need to figure out what song to end on for Today I Learned. So think about the theme of the show today, and think about what song would be a banger to go out on. We talked about planes almost crashing. We talked about, what else did we hit off the jump? Talk about the WNBA players. What song makes sense with the show content today to go out on? That's what I need from you in our power hour. Leaving on a jet plane? That's pretty good. That's number one right now. You never take my suggestions in music, so somebody else please up. The Cosby Show theme song, too soon. The B-52s, something to do with magnets? Oh, the MRI thing, right? MRI, necklace, metal, big,
Start for free now with Red Mountain Weight Loss. For a limited time, they're going to waive the startup fee. How cool is that? Listen, you'll gain muscle, lose fat, and lose that dad bod with testosterone from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Guys, real testosterone is available only by
something about magnets?
Red Mountain Weight Loss to get yours.
Magnet? Oh, it's got to be a great magnet song.
You probably have low T. Truth is, men today have 20
something by Monster Magnet?
dads did. That's terrible. Listen.
I don't know if people will read through Monster Magnet.
Have more energy, build muscle mass, and you're going to sleep a whole lot better. It improves your mental focus, also will improve your sex drive. That's a game changer. It really is. Save $200
I'm gonna ask Celine.
at a time and start your testosterone therapy with no startup fee,
Celine.
only at Red Mountain Weight.
We need a song to end today I learned on. Maybe something about magnets? MRIs?
One of them classic MRI songs?
Yeah. It's gotta be one. Somebody said something by Monster Magnet, but I don't think people will read into that. Although Monster Magnet Space Lord is a good song. I think we'll do that. Chick Magnet. Chick Magnet. Man, Hunter Biden in this interview, just for the record, with a YouTube channel, fully unhinged, just letting loose. It's quite interesting. Sean, wage war magnetic. Now you know I'm not going to do that, right? 2 minutes and we're coming back. I'm going to get ready for Today I Learned so we can get all this other stuff worked in. Power hour style. All right, let's see. Monster Magnet. Space Lord, mother.
Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at eloquist.com or call 1-855-ELOQUIST. Hey there, my
Okay, there's a great Today I Learned about Monster Magnet.
But what about my sink? Okay, me versus you. No. Ready, go. No, I'm not playing. You know what? I should have called Frank Gay. Oh, I almost blinked. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When it comes to plumbing problems, you want a helpful operator to guide you and an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions for your
Okay, printing it out.
FrankJServices.com.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
All right, we're coming back in 60 seconds. 6-0.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes to prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Score limited time savings on your favorite snacks and drinks at Wawa. Whether you're craving a refreshing drink or a tasty treat, Wawa has you covered. Enjoy exclusive deals in-store or on the Wawa app, making it easier than ever to fuel your day without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on summer savings, perfect for road trips, beach days, or backyard hangs. Savor a summer of savings. gotta have a Wawa.
Reese Impact Windows are guaranteed for life and transferable when you sell. ReeseWindows.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Where breaking news meets broken people. This is the News Junkie.
I got this absolutely unhinged interview, at least a bit of it, with Hunter Biden that I think we should hit on if we have time here today, and a bunch more. So let's just hit the ground running if we can. We'll get to your dispatches and emails in a second on the show. One of the big stories today was, I guess, Trump is putting pressure on the Washington Commanders to change their name back to the Washington Redskins. And I guess Cleveland as well, like the Cleveland Indians. And he said, hang on, I want to get the actual posts.
Wait, did the Cleveland Indians change?
I guess. I don't know. That's what he said. It says Redskins football team and the Cleveland Indians.
They're the Guardians now.
Cleveland Guardians and the Washington Commanders. They were the Washington football team for a little while, which was super weird. And I have some questions to kind of like ground this in a moment. But first, here's what Trump said. The Washington whatevers, in quotes, should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. Hang on. They changed their name back to the Washington Redskins. Okay, yeah. Washington Redskins football team. There's a big clamoring for this. I don't know if there is. Is there, C-Lane, let's see if we can find this. Poll, Redskins name poll. Like, were people wanting the Redskins to change their name back?
How
is
long
there
ago
any
did we
evidence
do
of
this,
that?
though? Wasn't it like more than 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was probably 5 would be my guess. I don't know.
Truth.
He says there's a big clamoring for this, so let's see if that's true to begin with. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. Our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense, and then all caps, owners, get it done. Get it done. And he wants the Washington Redskins back.
I even saw like a longer tweet truth from Trump over the weekend that was like he was going to block stuff off.
I don't see that in this one. I think there was a threat.
Seeing that though? Okay.
No, yeah, I think there was something tied to funding for a stadium, which I can look up in a moment here, or maybe you could find. I do think there was something like that, which led me to ask a couple of questions. But the first thing is, Sinan, did you find anything about, do people actually want the Redskins back?
I haven't found anything recent on this. So it says here in April of
I like them better as the Redskins, whatever that's worth.
In April of 2013, in a poll by APGFK, 79% responded that the name should not change. 11% said it should change. 8% had no opinion. 2 didn't answer.
Okay.
Rasmussen, 60% agreed the name shouldn't change.
Okay.
A lot of people favored keeping the name in 2016. There was also a poll that they did of actual Native Americans, and it said like 9 out of 10 Native Americans were not offended by the Redskins name.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of times a very white college-educated problem where you're clutching pearls for other people, and they think, well, it says Redskins. And, I mean, you've very likely never read anything about Native Americans if you think that to most of them would be offensive. The things that I think some of the Native Americans or people with Native American ancestry took issue with was the over-the-top caricatures because some of those did seem like a little ridiculous or whatever. But the actual names, it doesn't have to be a degrading thing. It can be uplifting. And even the Redskins can be that way. And I don't know if people still feel the same way, but it sounds like, at least at the time, most people didn't want this change to take place. But the Redskins were caught up in that whole thing, 10 years ago. Everything that happened with people changing names of all this stuff. And remember, it might try to make you feel like you're crazy, but the names of like the syrup company changed, and the pancakes, and like all these things were like, we really need to take another look at this. And there was this huge changing of all these things newly deemed or more recently deemed to be offensive. So I don't know if most people would say that they want the president involved in this. I don't know if the president should be telling a football team what their name should be, even though I think the Redskins was the best name.
Funding
or threatening to block funding. Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't think the president should be throwing around stuff like that, like for the name of the team.
Is it just like a random thought, or was he responding to something that happened over the weekend that we missed?
Not that I know of. I mean,
out of nowhere, he just wakes up in the morning. He's like, I'm gonna put this out there.
I mean,
classic Trump.
Quite obviously, there's some things he would like to pull people's attention, specifically his supporters.
No, like what? What are you talking about?
Away from the Epstein stuff has not gone great. This is from today. CNN says Trump threatens to restrict stadium deal with the Washington Commanders if they don't change the name back to the Redskins. President Donald Trump on Sunday escalated his call for the Washington Commanders to change their name back to the Redskins. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker of the Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. Now, here's the weird thing that he's sort of fallen into here, and I think this was by design. I mean, the Washington Commanders are referring to military commanders. So in a way,
I thought it was referring to like the commander-in-chief, because that's where the president lives.
See if the Wikipedia mentions this in the name change, but I thought it was like referring to commanders in like maybe even the Revolutionary War.
I like when they were a football team.
When Washington Commanders comes up, it's like, oh, I mean, this is like actually taking away from the Native Americans and bringing it into the world of people who were involved in the founding of this country, which kind of seems like a bulletproof wall to hide behind. But now he's talking about getting in the way of funding and stuff for the stadium deal. I don't even know if he would be able to do that, nor does this article. And he said he wants the name changed back. So at the time, people didn't want the name changed. Now I think a lot of people would still be like, yeah, this is dumb. That whole thing was dumb. But I don't know if people would want the president involved. And the other question I have, let me see. I don't know if TNJAI will be able to bring this up. But when the Washington Redskins changed their name, was this in any way due to pressure from the Biden administration or the White House or Democrats? Was it actual political push from anybody in Biden's party, or did they just change the name? So I don't know if it was just like a social sea change that they got scared of and they wanted to change the name of the team, or if there was actual pressure.
The Washington Redskins changed their name in 2020, primarily due to growing pressure from sponsors, public opinion, and social movements advocating for racial justice.
George Floyd
not
stuff.
Specifically from the Biden administration or Democrats.
All right, so this is saying not pressure from the White House.
Well, in 2020, right? Or George Floyd was what, 2016?
It was, back then. It was 2020, right? That's when they changed the name. I thought C-Line said it was like...
The football team rebranded as the Commanders in 2022 with new logos and uniforms. Maybe 2020 was the football team.
Yeah, that's when they changed the Washington football team. 2020 was George Floyd, though, right?
I thought 2016.
Because the summer of protests were after the COVID stuff because people were justifying those crowds because it was like socially correct or whatever.
Yeah,
dumb
May
thing
25th, 2020, sorry.
So it was like after that whole push that things started to change. I wonder, though, does the average person actually care about this? So I want to know, what do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. This says Trump threatens to put a restriction on Washington Commanders if they don't revert to their original name, Washington Redskins, and says Cleveland should do the same. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again. MIGA. M-I-G-A, just like MAGA, but MIGA. To me, it seems like the president and the government, I don't know if they should be weighing in on team names. Like, I don't think
it
that's
seems like there's other things to do.
Yeah.
Priority list, you mean?
I get that was one of the dumb things caught up in all the woke stuff after all the George Floyd stuff, but that doesn't mean that's where the president should be utilizing power. It's a company. They could do whatever they want with their name. If they see that there's a sea change and there's a lot of people out there that don't like this or think it's stupid and care about those people, then they would just change the name now, I guess. Big Doug Millionaire on Twitch says, I hope Trump can push for a name change of a private company so that when a Democrat gets in, they can get some fun ass. You think tit for tat here? If Trump changes this back to the Redskins, then some Democrat takes over and then all the names change. Oh, that would be fun. Back and forth it all goes. All right,
They just have to throw away any of their old branding stuff because they know they're going to have to bring it back depending on who's in the White House.
Velcroed.
Yeah.
Switch up the names.
Endless merch changes.
That's why everyone should just be sports team.
I mean, they've already gone through it. If since 2020, which was 5 years ago, they went through the Washington football team, which was dumb, but kind of funny. And probably 30 years from now, great merch.
The funniest part was the merchandise that somebody made that they had printed and was on the shelves in the gift shop. Was, I think there was a coffee mug that had the Washington football team and the shape of the state of Washington on the mug because they just forgot that it was Washington, D.C. and not Washington State.
It happens. There's a lot of things happen very fast at that point in time. Let's see what we got here. I want to see what's on your mind. So let's go to a couple of dispatches real quick, like this one. Here's Sharkbait joining the show.
Junkies, what's happening? So I was listening to my audiobook today at work, and part of the book was this group of girls were getting together to throw the summer party, right? And they called it the Beach Bash. So literally all day today, I have been saying in my head, Beach Bash. You guys have ruined me. Ruined me, I say.
Yeah, that was a fun story. It was a while ago. I forgot the whole details, but there was some sort of party and the reporter said, hey, Beach Bash. Beach Bash.
Just
Beach Bash.
Beach Bash. That was just how he said it in the report. It was a pretty good time.
Old people doing spring break.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Beach Bash. Beach Bash. All right. Let's see one more here. Here is Twin Pro talking about driving fast, which came up with Amy Caulfield earlier.
I'm not proud to admit it. Maybe a little proud, but it was dumb. It was very dumb. So anybody listening, don't ever do this. But I was dating a girl. Her parents went out of town, and as soon as they walked out the door, she threw me the keys to her parents' BMW M3. And I was driving down 295 up in Jacksonville, and I had that thing over 150 miles an hour easily, with the windows down, filled with my brother, my friend, and the girl I was dating, driving like idiots. It's amazing. I didn't hit a pebble. I would have probably veered off the road. I mean, it was the dumbest thing. I don't even know if we were buckled.
That's
super
dangerous.
dumb. I should have gone to prison. I've told my son this story so he doesn't ever do anything stupid like that.
Yeah. Good move. Smart. Very dangerous stuff.
Now he's definitely going to do it, though. We told him not to do it.
I've done these kind of dumb things too, sir, and I agree with you. Just really, really stupid. Quick updates for you real quick. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, who we reported had died at 54 years old, and it was an accidental drowning. Now, some additional details. It happened in Costa Rica. It doesn't say where in Costa Rica here, but it says it was a drowning accident in Costa Rica where he was on vacation with his family. They talk about the Cosby Show a bit here.
I wonder if it was like one of those, like, kind of not extreme sports, but there's things that you could do in Costa Rica where if you hurt yourself doing them, they could contribute to a drowning.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, here's the best update I can give you. Excuse me. ABC News says, Malcolm Jamal Warner, known for playing Theo on The Cosby Show, is drowned in Costa Rica. And they said he was drowned off the coast of Costa Rica on Sunday. His official cause of death was asphyxia. The actor died near Cocles, Cocles, a beach in Limon, Costa Rica, according to police. They said he was caught by a high current in the water. So it like whipped him out, which I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've had like current start pulling me out before at the beach. And that is a scary moment. It is. You start to realize like, this ain't no joke. Your life literally flashes before your eyes.
And you start to panic?
Yeah, I have
You're
before.
screwed.
I have before. And I've done the thing where you start swimming and you're swimming really hard, but then you look and you go, I'm not making any progress. Like I'm just getting pulled out in this.
You know what you're supposed to do, right?
Am I supposed to swim like along the shore or something?
Parallel.
Instead, like parallel and try to cut
your
in.
gut instinct is to be out of the water, so you want to just head straight for the shore. But to get out of that, you're supposed to move parallel to the shore.
Yeah.
And mind you, was he at the beach or he had jumped off a boat?
He was at a beach in Limon, Costa Rica. He died near Cocles at a beach. He was caught by a high current in the water, was discovered Sunday afternoon. He also was in a show, I did not see this, called Malcolm and Eddie with Eddie Griffin, 1996 to 2000.
I remember the name, Malcolm and Eddie.
Most recently, he starred in the Fox medical drama The Resident for 5 of the show's 6 seasons. But obviously most famous for being Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner was on The Cosby Show, and he drowned in Costa Rica. Tough news there, obviously, but that's the latest coming across. All right, there's a lot of things for you to chew on, and we've got a little bit of time left to go over it. We still got to get to this Hunter Biden thing where he is just letting loose, man. I don't know. I mean, can I play a little bit of this real quick? Just to give you
opinions, but him.
Okay, all right, we can stop right there. We can stop right there. Hunter Biden letting loose a bit in this interview, I guess, going fully unhinged. We'll see what else he said. I don't know.
7 times in all of 3 seconds.
I'll stop it right there because I don't know how many more times you wanted to drop that, but there he goes. We'll get into what went down on that and your feedback. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The traffic lights are acting a bit funny where Orange Blossom Trail meets County Road 44. Use that intersection as a 4-way stop. There's a crash getting cleared up on I-95 northbound before LPGA Boulevard off to the shoulder, slowing down traffic. The off-ramp has been reopened from I-4 westbound to US 27. Keep an eye out for crews on the roadways in that area still. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
You know, when you're looking around your house for things to fix up, maybe replace, often overlooked are your windows. Because why? It's not broken, don't fix it. They still look fine. They're still doing great. False, my friends. You've got old single pane glass windows. They're letting out that cold air. They're not energy efficient, and they could be pretty dangerous come hurricane time. But impact windows, hurricane impact windows, are affordable and they're energy efficient. And my friends at Reese Windows and Doors want to give you some free ones. We'll talk about that in a second. But when you get impact windows from Reese Windows, they come with a double lifetime warranty. That means the warranty transfers when you sell the house. It increases the value of your house, and it gives you more peace of mind knowing that you and your loved ones are protected. They've been installing windows over 50 years all around the state of Florida. Most of these jobs are done in less than 8 weeks. You buy 2 windows, you get 1 free. Installation is included. How do you get the free ones, you ask? Well, for a free quote and to register to win $15,000 in free windows, you pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW. You send it off to 20129 for Reese Windows and Doors.
Say goodbye to dealerships and private sale tire kickers when you sell your car to GiveMeTheVin.com. Now we're even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. Win $25,000 in cash every month. Sell us your car to increase your odds of winning. No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Hey fellas, Russ Rollins here. Man, I feel so much better now that I got my testosterone all under control thanks to Red Mountain Weight Loss. Listen, if you have, low T, you can start for free now with Red Mountain Weight Loss. For a limited time, they're going to waive the startup fee. How cool is that? Listen, you'll gain muscle, lose fat, and lose that dad bod with testosterone from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Guys, real testosterone is available only by prescription, so go to Red Mountain Weight Loss to get yours. If you feel sluggish, if you lose focus all the time, if you have trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. Truth is, men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did. That's terrible. Listen, they can help you with that. Increase your testosterone, have more energy, build muscle mass, and you're going to sleep a whole lot better. It improves your mental focus, also improve your sex drive. That's a game changer. It really is. Save $200 for a limited time and start your testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 from your cell phone and say the keyword Red Mountain.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids. Running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way. frankgayservices.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. You guys know I love a good deal, and with Sam's held over pricing on over 1,000 items for the summer, you can't lose. Everything from Igloo heavy-duty coolers to the all-beef hot dogs they sell right there at the cafe. And all the summer treats you love, like Members Mark key lime pie ice cream and Kit Kat ice cream bars. How about an inflatable outdoor movie screen? They have that as well. Enjoy all of these Sam's Club great deals. Join the club today. Sign up for a membership at samsclub.com/join.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial-free every weekend. Enjoy the greatest 70s and 80s smooth soft rock all weekend. All commercial-free.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
A safe haven of sorts for all of the 95%ers. This is...
Over the airwaves, though. So we'll hold those back. We will hold those back. I'll explain what's happening. If you're just joining us here on the show, I promise you as much. Join us with your feedback at any point in time. Record a video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com or send an email to tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. Hunter Biden in this interview is like, it reminds me of something I just saw. And this is a do not watch recommendation from me. Because this weekend we watched the documentary. It was short, about 40 minutes long, about the balloon boy story.
Train wreck.
Train wreck, balloon boy.
I gotta say, so this is a series in the sense of like it's always train wreck and then their story of the week. I didn't watch Balloon Boy yet, but I think I've watched 2 or 3 of their specials where
the Woodstock one was good.
They leave you hanging a bit though. Where you think there's going to be a part 2, and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, story over. Next week.
I hope this isn't a good example of what they create, because it made me believe, and you guys, I don't know, Sabrina and Celine, if you agree with this or disagree, but I think we are at sort of peak docuseries right now, and it feels to me like Hulu and Netflix, they're buying so much stuff that some of it is not very good. Some of it is not like the quality that we're expecting from these series. And the one that like the Balloon Boy one was like, this didn't need to be a thing. Yeah, it was just nothing there. And the thing that reminds me of this Hunter Biden interview I'm about to play for you, Balloon Boy's brother, who in the interviews, he's the older brother. And he apparently is still living at the house with his with the parents, Balloon Bro is. And he sounds like me when I was 15 or 16, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use all of the curse words at once. Like all the conversations I had were like,
audio you were editing?
F and S and F and, you know, you over cursed to the point where people listen and they go, come on, you're not clever. That's not interesting. What are you even doing here?
Well, it's the first time that you feel
cool.
Confident using them, yeah.
Yeah, I felt cool. I think he did too. Courtney's like, why is he cursing so much, this Balloon Boy kid? I said, I don't know. He grew up in a strange house. Strange things happen around these parts.
Some people don't come off as like they shouldn't curse. They don't come off well when they do it. It reminds like the thing I think of always is in Eastbound and Down, the sidekick that was very nerdy.
Yeah.
Whenever he started cursing, he was like, yeah, we're going to go get effed up, and then when he says it, you're like, oh, gosh. It's so awkward.
Clean up your own damn fixins.
And so, yeah, I knew a guy like that. I knew a bartender who was like an older dude, but he was trying to like be hip with the cool guys. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do some effing shots, and I'm like, buddy. Sure, let's do them.
Just for the record, if you haven't seen Eastbound and Down outtakes, dude, some of them are so good.
In my plums.
Some of them are, the outtakes from that show are so funny. That was one of them, the whole Fixins thing. But here's Hunter Biden. He's cursing quite a bit. All right, these are censored out, so your ears will be okay, and they will survive this. But I want you to be aware of what's going on. He did an interview with Channel 5, which is Andrew Callahan, who I guess has survived the allegations against him that had him down bad for a while. All gas, no brakes used to be his thing, and then he moved on to Channel 5. And he's sort of like, I don't know, like alternative journalism where he goes to protests and interview people and stuff. And it's generally all right. It's kind of interesting, I think, mostly. But here's Hunter Biden, the former president's son. He's not happy.
I don't have to be nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. George Clooney is not a actor. He is a like, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. You. What do you have to do with anything? Why do I have to listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the New York Times?
You could really rock it from that pardon moment to this. You'd be like, so, Dad, what do I need to do in exchange for this pardon? Well, I'll tell you what, son.
Go to the Amazon, disappear in the trees.
I need you to really support me, Hunter, okay? I need you to burn down all the bridges.
Feels unstoppable, doesn't he?
He's going, man.
To me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior
podcasters.
Speechwriters.
You think that before the interview he asked if he could curse, and then afterwards they regretted telling him yes?
Here's a question. Do you think the interviewer just asked one question? Because
he's just sitting there.
You're just there in the wide shot, and I've yet to hear the person whose channel this is.
Could you imagine Andrew Callahan sits across from Hunter Biden and he goes, Hunter, how you doing today? I'll tell you how I'm doing.
This is how that interview went with that one comedian that was clearly on cocaine on our show. And I think the last person we had in studio.
And guess what?
And you're like, hey, how's your day going? And he went for the next 7.5 minutes.
We don't have to say allegedly because the comedian checked himself into rehab for cocaine
shortly
addiction.
Shortly
after the interview.
But it was like, so what's going on? And we, the three of us, said nothing as he went onto a crazy rant. Surprisingly, no curse words, but I believe 15 different impressions.
Yeah, he was out there, man. What's that, Pablo Francisco?
Yeah.
That guy was out there.
We wish him well, of course.
Hunter Biden's just full defense for Dad, which he got a pardon. I don't blame him. I do it.
Barack Obama's Senate staff, who've been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to more legislation than any president in history. How to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his. Not to mention...
You finally got to ask a question. Not to mention, finally he jumps in.
I just asked what you ate for breakfast this morning. Sorry.
I want to watch the whole thing on my own time because I want to know if he asks about like all the laptop stuff and the photos and why are you taking all the photographs, Hunter Biden? Why don't you just live your rock star lifestyle and not put it all on a laptop? But that's what I've gotten so far out of it. He was really just burning all the bridges out there. Okay, well, there's that. We're going to take a quick break when we come back.
He used to do crack. What was he like on crack? If he talks that much not doing crack.
It was probably even more intense. You would have
700 words per minute?
He was popping them off. All right, when we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I've never even seen cocaine. I don't even know what it looks like. I just know it's powdery. I've never seen it.
Show them.
I'm like one of the. I got to be one of the only guys in this business that came through the '90s that never, ever even saw cocaine.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And we've got a sweltering day on the way today with a heat advisory in effect from noon till 5. Our high temperature 95. The heat index at 110. Now, I know it's July in Florida, but today will be a little hotter than normal. There will be a 60% chance for a late day, probably dinner time thunderstorm. And then our rain chances skyrocket as we head toward the middle of this week. An 80% chance from tomorrow through Wednesday. I'm Brooks Garner, Fox 35.
This report is sponsored by Sam's Club. There's still time to enjoy locked-in summer value at Sam's Club. Until July 22nd, prices are held on over 1,000 items. This is the perfect time to join Sam's Club and make the most of summer. So sign up for a membership today at samsclub.com/join.
Folks, I want to tell you about an amazing American company, locally owned and operated, family owned and operated, ready to help you out with your air conditioner. It's hot. It's hot out there. You need one of these techs from Mills Air to make sure your AC is working. And if you're on edge about it, if you think maybe it's going to be completely broken at any point during this summer, have the preventative maintenance done from Mills Air. They are literally the best. This is the company that you're going to be able to trust helping you out with your AC. It's Mills Air. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call at this number. I trust them. You should trust them. Your AC's broken. They're going to have it fixed very fast. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or you can find them online at millsair.com.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world, they help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can stay connected.
Hello! Hey, everybody! Rate the show, rate the show, rate the show. What out of 10? What out of 10? 10 out of 10? 1 out of 10? 5 out of 10? Where are you at? Rate the show. I'm going to go grab Today I Learned. I'll be right back. Look at all those 10s and 8s. Look at you guys. If you really believe that, or if you believe the show is 10 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 9 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 8 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 7 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 6 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 5 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 4 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 3 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 2 out of 10 today, or if you believe the show is 1 out of 10 today. Like the stream on YouTube, please. Like the stream on YouTube. Thank you for your ratings. 10 if you play my dispatch. Radio Michael 7 says stop. RM7, it was all I could do to get through that. But I started, and so you have to finish. All right, who's our chatter of the day? That was exhausting. Now a 3? Readjusted. Tammy? Shark bait is chatter of the day. Congratulations. Performing a song for you right now on the grid, Christopher Dolores Lane. Beautiful. We're back in 2 minutes. Congrats, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We got a big week on the show. We got some announcements coming up about events, including the roast. Just all around, there's a lot of interesting things happening. So if you want some companionship, you want to hang out with us, if you want to spend some time with me from 11 to 3 p.m. or whenever you get the time, you'll watch the VOD afterwards, please do that. Subscribe over on YouTube if you don't mind, or on Twitch. Or on Facebook.
Win a $20,000 battery backup system from Solar Source. Enter now at iHeart.com.
Okay, it's time to call it a wrap. It's time to blast on out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. 11 a.m. Same time, same place. God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
When to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers.
Dull mic, baby. It's getting dull. I feel like that kind of flew by. I feel like I was just saying hi before the show, and now it's like saying hi right at the end here. That went quick. I have been preparing myself. I skipped lunch tonight. Steak dinner, baby. Big ol' honkin' steak dinner. I'm ready. It's good. It's going to be a good Monday. I'm going to have some fancy cocktails. We're going to do the damn thing. It'll be fun. All right.
Hear it here first.
Oh, you hear that? I should probably switch over then. There you go.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Find us same time, same place. Learn more about the show. As always, go over to the website. Where is that? As you imagined, it's at thenewsjunkie.com. Sealand, what song are you playing? You playing magnet-related songs over there?
No, I don't know any magnet-related songs.
I was asking about magnet-related songs because we talked about the MRI story today. I was like, what should we end on? What were you playing over there?
I've had this Elton John song in my head all weekend because I watched an interview with Jack Black where he was like talking to Elton John, but he didn't remember any of the lyrics, so he was just kind of doing his Jack Black thing. And he's like, I like that song where you're like, and down here, honk here. And then finally they figured out what song he was singing.
I like Jack Black.
Yeah.
I think he's great. I think he's fantastic. We're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday.
Just don't make any shooting jokes around him, or else he'll run for the hills and leave you behind.
Yeah, those were tough days for him and his band. Kay says, check this out, a statement from the sheriff's office in Jacksonville about the video that started the show today. Statement regarding video circulating on social media. We are aware of a video circulating on social media showing a traffic stop represented to be from February 19th, 2025. We have launched an internal investigation into it and the circumstances surrounding this incident. We hold our officers to the highest standards and are committed to thoroughly determining exactly what occurred.
I know what could thoroughly determine what occurred.
Body cam.
Some good old-fashioned body cam footage.
You know, it's crazy. This happened back in February, and they didn't just release it on their own. They didn't just come out and go, guys, Nobody asked for this, but we do want you to have this footage. Here you go.
I kind of wonder, like, how quickly after this did they see the footage that we saw today? Because they might not have known that camera was even rolling, and they probably didn't know what a good full-on shot they had of that officer just decking this dude in the face.
Yeah, that's a tough one to watch. I think the guy was done wrong, but we'll see if we learn anymore. And let's see what we got on the way out. Stories that didn't make the cut. A woman has been flooded with calls. Stop calling her. A woman in Canada, British Columbia, woman's phone has been flooded with calls about a missing cat that doesn't exist. There's a T-shirt that is starting to go viral. On the T-shirt, it says missing cat, and it has a phone number to call if anybody sees the cat. And her phone is now melting down because of this shirt that randomly attached her phone number to it. She wants you to stop doing that if you don't mind. All right, that's going to have to do it for today. We got so much more to get to, but we got a whole week to get into things right now. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, July 21st, 2025. This is a tough one. I wouldn't get this. Today I learned this singer right here.
Like a rhinestone.
This is Glenn Campbell. That's right, Glenn Campbell. He had such an incredible falsetto that in 1964, he was hired as Brian Wilson's touring replacement in the Beach Boys after Brian Wilson had a nervous breakdown and withdrew at the last minute.
Rip.
But he didn't get famous for that. He got famous for the Rhinestone Cowboy, John Lovitz.
Don't you think that the students would enjoy something with a nice melody?
What a great movie.
Such
I don't know if it's a great movie.
I think it's a funny movie.
Today I learned baseball player Ricky Henderson got frostbite one time in 1993. The injury was due to him leaving an ice pack on his foot for too long. I didn't know that could do it. And today I learned this band right here. Monster Magnet is right, yeah. In the 90s, a stoner rock band Monster Magnet released a 7-inch single with the vinyl that was in the shape of their lead singer Dave Windorf's head. Just his head spinning round and round on the platter. And then, the band did some other stuff, I guess. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com.